Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday night, hump day edition. Saucy. I got to say I'm saucy to start the show. Pause, right? No homo. Welcome to the show, man. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the mouthpiece of the movement, the militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer. What I do is a show, an internet radio show, if you will. I don't like to use the term podcast. So I come on Mondays, I come on Wednesdays. We pontificate, we converse, because conversate ain't really a real word for all my people out there. But we converse about things that are relevant to the community. The conversations that we should be having amongst ourselves, whether or not they are difficult conversations, whether or not they are emotionally charged conversations, whether or not they are conversations that really require you to do some critical thinking, we reserve the right to do all of the above. So welcome to the show. It's Outlaw Radio. What it do? I would absolutely like to say Milwaukee versus everybody, 414 stand up. In particular, Capitol Drive in Atkinson. My whole heart is right there. I see y'all in the chat room. Man, my brother Rail is in the building with me early. I'm not alone. What's popping with you, partner?
Peace, man. Shit, my allergies fucking with me. I gotta give me
Uh-oh.
some honey from this season, so that my body could get used to the pollen that's in the air right now. Shit.
Okay. It's like that Kevin Hart joke when he said his brother was mad at his mother's funeral and he said, "Hey man, we're gonna get to the bottom of this shit. And the motherfucker who killed mama has to pay." And he said he told his brother, well, she had cancer. He said, when you see cancer, tell him his ass is done.
Right.
What it do? My chat room is in effect already. We have a number associated with the show, by the way, which is 262-202-5131. Say that again for my remedial people in the back. 262-202-5131. It's scrolling slowly across the bottom of the screen, along with the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Oh, I see Dion early in the chat room. He said, I'm in this motherfucker waiting to talk shit and swallow spit. No cap. Shout out to Dion. He said, there you go, my nigga. And he said, glad to see you let your neck breathe. Dion is on my heels about me being teed up the other night on the show. I don't understand it. Come on, man. Holla at your boy. Tiasha, how you doing? She said, good evening, Kevin and the Outlaw family. Absolutely positive. If you're out there listening, please do not hesitate to call in. Listen, if you have something going, man, if you got something going that's positive and progressive for the community, I would love to promote your shit, right? Like, I don't know if that's like a printable slogan or whatever, but that's some Outlaw Radio type shit, right? Like, so holla at me, man. All I do is do for us, man. Do for self, man. So it's going down. But this is a very special show, right? And this is hot topic time. So what I need for y'all to do is share the show. Share the show, right? I need right now. Now let me go on in my joint and make sure I share it because I got to practice what I preach. Now, Rail, in the meantime, in between time, how was your day, my brother? How was your day?
Oh, it was cool, man. Just trying to tie up some loose ends. Like I said, my birthday tomorrow, so I want to
Oh
go into
shit.
this. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. It's a blessing. So I want to go into this next chapter with some loose ends tied up. So today had to call the hall man, do some spring cleaning. Just get the house squared up, get my garden squared up, so that I start tomorrow. On the right foot. On the right track.
Okay. Any special plans for your birthday? Happy birthday, by the way.
I appreciate that, man. No, honestly, I'm not one of them people that be like, it's my day. I'm special today. I look at it more so reflecting, like, what did I accomplish
Okay.
with this last year I just completed. So I just said for me personally, I was just gonna buy myself a new fishing pole and renew my fishing license.
Oh shit, you talking my language, young man.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hey, listen here, man. You got the right one, baby.
Hey, shit. Whenever you trying to go, man.
Hey, but we should have been hooked up because I should have been running RCs with you so I could
Oh
show you.
yeah, yeah,
Because I got some shit to show you that's the next level for it. So I just, you know
yeah,
what I mean? I should have. So, we'll take care of that, man. We'll take care of that. Let me see
for
what's up with the
sure.
chat room. He said, oh, this is Dion. He said, you hear about the lady in New York weaponizing her whiteness. Welcome to America. We got the witch doctor in the building. I was late. He wasn't, but he's still late, even though I'm late. But what's happening, Kumar? How you doing, man?
All
Peace,
that,
peace.
right? What's happening? How y'all doing?
Man,
Man,
highlighting
happy to
that
be
booty.
here.
Yes,
Hey, I
sir.
heard that.
What's up with you, man? Tell the people who you are. I feel like you holding back. You getting kind of stingy on your. Everybody loves
Well,
your intro.
whenever I come late, you know what I mean? I figure it'd be too late to do my line, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
man. Let's go. Let's
Oh,
go.
hey,
Let's
hey,
get it.
hey, how y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. I'm your holistic health and wellness coach, Kamar Carter. Peace, peace, family. I'm also the one who brings you nature, nature, herbs, and supplements, and vitality smoothies. Look, man, if y'all ain't had it, you better come get it. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I'll be at the Fondy Market Saturday, man. Come on down here. You can use your Quest. Come on down here, go to the Fondy Market office, go change your Quest in for chips, and spend your money at the market.
All right, man. Welcome to the show. Outlaw Radio strapped. That's what we on tonight. Outlaw Radio strapped. Ja Morant, once again, some stories kind of permeate, bro. Right, like right. So some stories, they become it appears to be something very small, which is initially when I seen the Ja Morant thing, I think of okay, young brother, uh, athlete, rich, makes a mistake, living fast, doing what they do, gun case. That one comes, we all admonish him for his behavior. Now there's a new one that has come out, and it's become a real topic in our community because it comes down to what I like to refer to as responsible firearm ownership for black men, right? Black men who, by the definition of the law, have the legal right to pack lethal weaponry. Okay. Whether you got a carry and conceal permit in which you are in traffic with it on your hip, or whether you have some rather exquisite pieces within your household where if somebody violate the gun line, boss, bang, bang, bang. You hear what I'm saying? Right, 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 right. So this is what we got to talk about. All legal shots, all legal shots. So we're gonna talk about this, and I want to talk about the there was a very controversial thing in the People's News Network, which is our sister, basically it's the same group. It's the group for the show. Right. So usually we're gonna talk about what's in there. And if I put something in there and it's pivotal and it starts conversation, it starts dialogue, I'm sorry, then I have to refer to it. So this thing with Ja Morant with the guns, we're going to talk about that starting off. I do want to hit my chat room because I got people active in the chat room. Y'all can still call 262-202-5131. Sean Mo said, shout out to Sean Mo. He said, what's good? Mama can't comment. Mark Z gave her 2 days for commenting on Ja. Uh-oh. She watching though. Mama Jenkins said, the hell you preach. There she is. She said, good evening, my outlaw family. Well, I'm kicked off again. I made a comment on Ja Morant, so I got to be cool with my tongue.
Hey, hey, you see how they try to keep us from even talking about our own people, man? Like us, I think this is healthy conversation for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we talking about it with what toxicity is. You know what I mean? We talking about different types of mindsets and shit. And this could be good for our community, man. Talking about what's good for you and what ain't. what's healthy and what's unhealthy. You know what I mean? And it's just fucked up how they let us, how they block us from that, even that type shit. This ain't even nothing against their agenda, or maybe it is.
You know, the craziest thing is this. We've kind of gone back and forth with this over the years when it comes to celebrities, and in a lot of cases, we want celebrities to shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear what you have to say. But then we also, and Kamar pointed this out to me. He said, but then we also want them to speak up when something's wrong and have a social conscience, right? So which is it? You want me to shut the fuck up or you want me to care?
Right.
Right. That is often the like everything is a dichotomy to everything. When we start talking about the black, our existence in this country, on this earth, in this universe, in this galaxy, or what have you. But so like I said, I want the celebrities, especially older athletes, such as Charles Barkley and all these dudes you see on ESPN and talking heads, the corporate mouthpieces. I want them to shut the fuck up, because here's the thing that everybody's missing. And I'm going to start this shit off with this very valiant point. This is a 23-year-old brother. And people keep saying he fucking up the bag. He already has the bag. He already has it. He ain't seen a bad day in years financially. Okay. And he's 23. I'm gonna say this every other comment. He's 23. He's 23. He's 23. Now I challenge any of them motherfuckers and anybody else. What was you doing when you was 23? Because I know what I was doing when I was 23. I know what I was doing when I was 22, 21, 20, 19. You know what I was doing? I was not giving a fuck about nothing. I was living on my own terms. And if you'd have gave me $50 million then, I probably would have had 2 guns on Instagram. They would have been cowboy guns. I would have been like, look, I'm dirty. I'm fucking Pale Rider. I would have been on a horse with 2 guns pointing them on Instagram Live. So let's stop talking to this dude like he can be a 50-year-old and a 23-year-old at the same time. It can't happen. It can't happen. So we're going to talk about him from the perspective of he's a baby, right? Let's talk about it from there. Okay. So I wanted to get y'all take on the second job. He got fired on his day off.
I heard, I was watching a podcast. Well, actually, it was a clip of a podcast with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, right? And they made the most. And like I said, you know what I mean? We need to be having these conversations so we can learn off of them. You know what I'm saying? And they made a good point. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, this is why it's important to surround yourself with people that's for you. You know what I'm saying? You surround yourself with people that's going to tell you when you're wrong. Like, hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because most of these motherfuckers just there for the ride.
Right.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And they ain't there to catch you. Like you said, you know what I mean? When we was young, we liable to do some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So we need people around us. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to that person to allow those people around. You know, and that's another reason why you got the OGs. I like that they were speaking. OGs that's in the same game as him.
But they're not. But they're not. Okay, I'm sorry.
Like, I ain't saying they ain't talking to him. They wasn't speaking to him. They speaking out of like, this is a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the rest of y'all coming up, this is why you need to have certain people around you. You know what I mean? To try to catch you when you slipping like that. Because we do dumb shit.
Exactly. Real, what you think about this situation?
Man, I guess for me, shit, at 23, I was married for 2 years and preaching. So
you are the anomaly.
Right.
The anomaly.
You know what I'm saying? So shit, for me,
what can I say?
for me, the motherfucker need to grow the fuck up. You know, like that's just my personal thing. But I mean, I don't know what I would have done with millions at 23. I may not have been married for too much longer at that point.
You goddamn right? Yeah.
You know, hey, I always say, you know what I mean, about decisions. Is it life-giving or life-threatening? You know what I mean? And something like that is definitely life-threatening.
And now, so I have, through the miracle of the technology that I have built, I have 2 callers on the line. Yes,
Oh,
I've made
shit.
the adjustments electronically and sonically to be able to accommodate all the needs
coming up.
of those
Okay.
who need to be engaged. Okay, so Sean Mo, what it do? Welcome to Outlaw Radio. You're no stranger. What you got to say?
Peace and blessings, family. Dr. Kamal,
Peace,
Professor Real,
peace.
K. Dilla.
Peace.
So I'm going to give it to you from a different point of view, right? This little brother, although he is 23, he is an employee of a billion-dollar global company. They have morality clauses. He can't go skydiving. He can't ride motorcycles. He can't flash guns. They didn't say that he couldn't carry no gun, right? If he not flashing a gun, then we not talking about this. He made a conscious decision, more than one. He's 23, but he's an adult, and he had a meeting where he agreed he would make better decisions, that he would not show this type of behavior again. And less than 3 months later, he do the same thing, and we sitting here talking about, well, he's young, and if I was 23, yeah, but you're not 23 with a $200 million deal given to you by this global company that has an image to uphold.
Image, okay. Okay, so let me say this.
Okay.
I don't know why Ewok hung up. Ewok, you got to call back. I had you on, homie. I don't know why he hung up. I was trying to show off and shit. You just fucked my stunt all the way up. Come on, man. It's back. Oh, okay, Sean. Thank you for that.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg with this. This is why the show is called Strap, because this is going to go in a bunch of different directions. First off, I want y'all to share the show. Okay. Because I want people's input on this. Let me see. I think I got Ewok back. Ewok the Great, what's popping, man? Ewok, what it do, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is one of those things where, man, it's gonna be opinions all over the place, you know. And I like the way Kamar is represented, because, you know, hey, it's a learning thing. Don't side one way. Look at the whole picture.
Okay.
You know, you got to look at the whole thing. Yeah, he young. You got to put everything into play here.
Okay.
But he did. You know, it is a company, just like Sean said. Dude, you work for. This is a business. You know, you losing contracts. He fumbling the bag.
Okay.
And he ain't giving me none. But well, most of us, we don't like to see our people fumble the bag, man. We want them to have the bag.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You got endorsements that you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? He already close to about 70 million. Just gone like that. It could be finna be more. You know, maybe something really is wrong with him mentally.
Okay.
And maybe the youngness, you know, they say shit. He didn't know dude was recording. Hey, bro, how about just stop? Don't do that no more. You know, god damn, man.
Okay.
You know.
So check this out. I referenced the older NBA players simply because none of them were shit when they were 23 years old. They wasn't real. They wasn't married with 2 kids being faithful to their chick. Them motherfuckers was a cross-country passed out chlamydia. Charles Barkley threw a white dude through a window and said, "I'm not a role model." Now he's saying, "Josh, you're wrong." So, and we have to understand this as OGs. Let's get this out. As an OG, it ain't about what you do, it's about how you do it. So instead of me enjoying a rating spike for saying you're a moron, you dumb, they should kick you out the
No
league,
doubt.
I should be saying, I would love to talk to this brother. I would love to be able to get this brother some connections to the minister and have him sit down with him. I want to go and really figure out what's popping with this brother. You're making money off of his misery. And I want to make this clear too, while we keep talking about these bags and these corporate entities. Money does not fix shit. Okay. People keep thinking, if I had money, I'd be a different person. No, you wouldn't. If you had money, you'd be who you really are, which in most cases is a fucked up individual. So it's easy to say, but if fucking off 200 million, if he got dysfunction, 200 million ain't gonna fix it. I'm on my preacher shit to say you need God in your life. If you got 200 million, the best thing you could do is go join a church somewhere, because you're gonna need Jesus. Okay.
These sports analysis, these guys, man, they got a hard job too
No,
because
man.
they have to say something.
Hey, it's a lot of
You got
rich
Shannon,
church folk.
but you got
That
some.
ain't right.
You got some of them that be talking, just in the door, out the door, reckless. They'll throw you under the bus so quick. I could name some names, and I could tell you the ones who I think that I think Shannon be trying to bite his tongue,
Look at
but he
why.
gotta say something.
And guess who making him say something? Huh?
His boss.
You goddamn
boss.
right. You go out there and get that nigger. You show that nigger don't be doing that. Let me. Okay, my chat room is popping. I'm saucy. Hold on. Let me calm down.
Do you think I'm gonna get on off, man?
All right,
Let somebody else call in.
All right. No, we
Peace,
good.
peace.
We conference calling. I done stepped my shit up. I got more than one. Sean, you still here?
Yes, I'm still
Okay.
here.
See, I can have more than one person. I can have company tonight. Now let me catch my chat room because it's such an important part of what we do. Okay, so Sean is on the show, so I ain't gonna read none of his comments, right? Because it don't matter what he said in the chat.
I feel like we gotta learn off our law.
Hold on. Let me read Dion. He said, people don't understand you can't take someone who lived in poverty and give them millions of dollars and expect them to perform like royalty. Yes, you gotta be brought in, you gotta be vetted. Tiasha said, I disagree, Kevin. Just because he's 24 years old, there are other young dudes in the NBA and NFL teams that don't act stupid. So is the agent and hold on. Let me tell you something about young black men. It's some dudes in the NBA who ain't been caught yet. Don't say there's a lot of no. Most of them are on some bullshit because they're on this ride. It's a few. It's a few, but most of them. Most of them look. Hold on. Most of them doing the same thing. Hold on. Most of them doing the same thing. They just smart enough to say, nigga, don't take your phone out. Nigga, you don't know, man. Don't film your shit.
Hey, and see, he should have learned that lesson the first time around. Because see, after the first time, I was with him still, you know what I mean? But goddamn, didn't you go back again after I done backed you up, nigga?
Man, how many times did we do the same? Listen, you gotta get with us as black men. I did the same thing more than once.
I do like that.
I did the same thing more than once. Cause check this out. When I was young, I would fuck up and get told, don't do that no more. And then I would try to do it better, thinking I won't get caught this time, but it was still the same shit. So we all do it. Now I want to hold on. Let me get the chat room. Let me get the chat room. Mama Jenkins is commenting. She said, KB, I told all of them to shut the fuck up. And I got restricted once again. I told them what they needed to hear. This is a real fucking problem. He has a contract and his rules that he has to follow at his age. But what if he doesn't comprehend what y'all saying? He has one talent. The only thing y'all know about this dude is that he can shoot a basketball. You don't know if he can read, right? Hold on.
I see what you're saying.
Wait. You don't know if he could read, write, color in the lines. He can't even complete a whole sentence. You don't know, but you're judging his behavior with the assumption that he has the understanding that you have or the intellect that you have as a 50-year-old dude. It's just
after the second time,
The second,
ain't that the same if you want to lock that little 10-year-old boy up?
No, the little boy killed his mother. The little boy, no, Sean, stop. Sean, stop it. He killed his mother. This dude just flashed a pistol. You can't compare that shit. You lose.
This dude was 23 years old. He had a meeting. He had a meeting where he said he would not do this anymore. And he did it again. And we're sitting to his action. Come on, KB. We can't defend this dude. Nothing.
You can't compare somebody who killed their mother to a dude who flashed a pistol.
Want nothing.
He said want nothing, right? He said he made this sound like nigga. Hey, Mike Kimmett in the chat room. He said money does not equate to instant wisdom. Mike Kimmett says John Morant will be all right in the end. Okay, let me get my Sean. Give me a second. I'm gonna let you rant because I know you like I'm gonna fuck dude up. Hold on, Kamar. Let me get the chat room. Tiasha said that's you, Sean Moore. Kevin is looking at it from a hood mindset. That mofo is losing around $100 million. Again, there are other NBA players and NFL players that are his age and are not making a choice to act reckless. Once again, I think you're inaccurate because the life of a young athlete, rich, fly, is to act reckless. That's how. Listen, To play football, you got to be half crazy anyway. And so hold on. And I understand. See, y'all keep speaking from
that's
y'all keep
normal that we're accepting. That's not normal.
No,
KB.
Sean, listen.
That should not be our normal, bro.
No.
Come on.
First of all, y'all keep talking about he gonna lose 200 million. He probably already got 200 million. He probably already got 200 million. I guarantee you, he got $100 million right now. He don't have to ever bounce a basketball again. He already got the bag. Everybody keeps saying he fumbling the bag. He already has the bag.
I ain't even talking about that. I never even mentioned the bag. The
Not
bag
you,
ain't
but
got
other
nothing
people
to do
did.
with what I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Us black folk need to learn this shit, learn from it.
Black people need to know when to shut their ass up.
Man. What's wrong with learning that you don't do something? What's wrong with that?
Mike Kimmons says people are talking as if he committed a crime. I want to get to that. Ewok is laughing his ass off. Listen, first of all, we keep talking about this young brother. He has committed no crime. Now, let me go. Hold on, Sean. Hold on. He's committed no crime, right? First of all. Second of all, I believe in this country you have the right to bear arms. He's obviously not a felon. It's not like he has a throwaway. Thirdly, he has money, so he has the right to have a gun. Fourthly, when he was in the strip club, it was nobody else in there. It looked like the shit was closed. When he was in the car, he's riding with his guy. He shows it. We're riding. We in the mood. No crime committed. No kid shot. No mother killed. Like you tried to reference the 10-year-old. He didn't kill his mother and go play a game for the Grizzlies the next night. So let's talk. He actually didn't do anything. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't committed a crime.
When you gonna let me respond?
I was thinking about when. I guess. Okay, I guess. Well,
everything you said is true, right? Everything you said is true, but you forgetting the most important fact here, KB. He signed a contract with a morality clause that states he would not do this type of shit. Had a meeting. Broke that contract.
Does he know what morality means?
Oh, no. Let me
How
finish.
you even know he know what that word means? Bet you he can't spell it.
Let me finish.
I bet you he can't spell it.
Let me finish. If he didn't have proper I'm sure he had representation in there with him. He didn't go in there by himself. They have a union. So he did not go in there by himself.
So nobody ever gets fucked over because they have a union. Stop.
Come on.
You Trump
making excuses for KB.
No, I'm not.
We're talking about a business decision that he made. I don't care about this, man.
He already got money. Why y'all keep acting like he playing for his next contract? He already has money. It don't mean shit to him. That's what he's telling you.
The conversation is about him being suspended.
Listen, the conversation is about the whole situation. It ain't just about that. Hold on. Let me get my chat room, damn it.
If he wasn't in the NBA, it wouldn't be nothing.
Sean, let me get my chat room. Let me get my chat room. Because you making me emotional. You triggering me and shit. Right?
I want you.
Right.
Hey, I just feel like you know how we be on the music, talk about how the music is a bad influence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The athletes could be on bullshit too, say bullshit, you know what I mean? And we don't want our kids to follow that. We don't want our kids to act irresponsible. We was just talking about how it could be irresponsible how he was acting. You know what I mean? Because this guy right there and he flies playing with a pistol. I mean, yeah, that could be very irresponsible.
Once again, the man broke no law. He broke no law. Why is he suspended from his job?
Nobody said he did. I'm just talking. I'm talking.
His job has rules.
You don't know what his contract say. Somebody got a morality clause.
I ain't saying nothing about his job or his contract.
He got a morality clause.
The NBA
I don't know that.
Hey, listen.
The NBA period has a morality clause. It ain't just no one player. It's for the entire league.
Pull it up. You know they bylaws.
Hey, listen.
You know they bylaws.
And I ain't talking about nothing about the job or his money.
Right.
I ain't saying nothing about his job or his money.
Okay.
I'm talking about his public influence. When you accept that
I feel that.
you gotta influence, you know what I mean? We talk about how the rappers influence the kids, the athletes do too. That's all I'm talking about. I don't care about how he fumbles money. That ain't none of my business. You know, the contract he got with the NBA ain't none of my business. I said the other day, only thing I'm worried about is the world that my kids gotta grow up in.
Okay, so check this out. Let me catch the chat room, right? I'm saucy. So give me some space, right? Fuck it. Okay. Dion says social media is an enemy. Motherfuckers out here committing crimes and recording, so he feels like recording stupid shit is normal to him. Tiarsha said, Kevin, what if he wasn't caught on camera and was pulled over by the police? Then what would have happened? We'll extend it to that, Tiarsha. Shout out to you. Mike Kimmons said he has not lost $100 million and he would not lose anything close to that financially. Mama Jenkins, she said, you're right. We don't know, but KB, he had a meeting and he agreed to no more behavior of that sort. He's talented, but he's a goddamn fool. Another Mike Tyson, money and no brains. Shout out to Mama Jenkins. And I think that's the summation of what I'm trying to tell you, that as a young athlete who is gifted, who plays on a higher level, there's a different mentality. There's a feeling of immortality. Every athlete can tell you that at one point I felt immortal. I felt nothing could stop me because I was always able to overcome physical limitations, mentally and physically. Now, I said all that to say I make no excuse for the young man. He's made his bed. He has to lie in it. What I want to stop is the judgmental bullshit that black people are reaping on this young man because the white man has said so. The white man says sick him. Y'all talking about a morality clause from a league that still is behind like everybody else in hiring minorities, right? So let's talk about morality. You're talking about a league that once got at Allen Iverson because of his braids and because he wasn't doing nothing wrong. You just don't look like our image. We're going to create a code. Now these motherfuckers walk in the game looking like Missy Elliott with a garbage bag on, dressing like straight women. This is what their morality clause does for us. Okay, so stop it with this shit about he got to be who they want him to be. He doesn't have to. Ricky Williams walked away from the NFL because he was like, I just want to smoke weed. Y'all can keep y'all money. Money does not fulfill everybody. Kamar, I'm with you on what you were saying. I know that ain't your perspective, so don't get mad because Kamar go Mr. T like, I pity the fool that don't listen to the witch doctor. Just fuck around, Kamar have a bunch of gold chains on with a mohawk over there and shit. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying let's stop being judgmental and offer him some love. We always talk about love. Why ain't none? I see none of these dudes saying, you know what, it's a sad situation. Hey man, let's get this brother, let's together collectively get this brother to get and go talk to him. You ain't got to take a camera with you. You ain't got to do nothing. Like I said, I'd like to see somebody say, hey man, I think he needs to go sit down with the minister. Because if can't nobody get you right. Now, if he go sit down and talk to the minister and come out and do some shit bad, then I'm going to be mad at him. I ain't mad at him because he lied to the management and said, okay, I'll be good. I'll do better, boss. You motherfuckers killed me with this bullshit. Let me do my chat room. Hold on. Ernest said he has a code of conduct. Fuck that NBA. That's some hypocritical bullshit anyways. I'm going to use your ass until your knees go out, but I have morals. Come on, man. The draft is a whole nigga sale. And we talking about do what they say. You better do right. So you hear us? You better stop acting so bad. You gonna make us lose. Hold on. Let me let Dion. I gotta get Dion shit out. Dion says, but I also understand he's a brand. I can't whoop no ass in my work uniform, or even if I'm not in uniform, I'm still a company brand. Okay. She said he lost $40 million because he couldn't play in the All-Star game, and he lost the Nike and Gatorade contract. So it's close to $100 million. He probably already has $100 million. That's not something he's striving for. That's something you striving for. He's like, I already got $100 million. What am I worried about? He's 23. He ain't think about when I'm 47 and I can't dunk no more. I need to have some dividends. He's 20. He's living in the moment. Okay. He said he signed a damn contract. Yeah, a lot of niggas sign contracts and they don't know what the fuck is in it. That's what the record industry is. That's what it is with anything celebrity. I didn't mean to sign it. I did my 7th album. I got $5,000. You signed the contract. Don't forget Chris Jackson. He was a Muslim. And they said, okay, Dion, okay, Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Let's talk for real on Outlaw Radio. You can't tell me somebody should be judged negatively if the people who are judging that person is a hypocrite. Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, hold on. So let me read John Morant's statement then. Since we doing this, it says, I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and I recognize there is more work to do. My words may not mean much right now. The Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm asking.
Uh-oh. That MPS shit done kicked in. He said that the car could not cross the road.
What the? Man.
This is where your money goes, taxpayers.
My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. Now, he takes accountability, saying that, okay, he must agree with something that they saying, and yet we sitting here saying that this is, why are they talking about him?
Hey, Sean. Sean.
He's a 23-year-old. Hold on,
Sean.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
you really think he wrote that statement? Do you really think?
I don't care.
You think?
But you telling us.
He agreed enough to say it. He bent over enough to say it.
Telling us.
Woo. Oh shit! This shit is funny. Like I bet you can't even spell half the words you just said. I bet you can't even spell them.
Man, you just said that other people are made to say something, right? Because they're a part of this company, right? He's made to say something because he's a part of this company, right? Everybody is following the rules of this company, yet we're taking some actions when
the rules.
When he's acknowledging that he's a part of this company and he's going to follow the rules.
He has committed no crime. I'm pretty sure there are morality clause that you can't get arrested or convicted of a violent felony. Mm-hmm. He's committed no crime. So y'all keep talking about this morality clause. I hope it say, if you don't commit no crime, you don't got no problem. He's committed no crime. So let me ask y'all this, because I put this post up. I put this post up in the People's News Network of the white boy Chris Kamen, who is a quote unquote hunter, right? He's a hunter. See, that's how programmed black people are. That's how programmed they are. People looked at his picture with his hunting rifles and said, well, that's no threat. He wasn't aiming it at nobody. He's a hunter. Did you see any game? Did you see any meat? Did you see any hides? Did you see any skins? All you seen was a white dude with guns. And honestly, that picture to me looked like he was a member of a right-wing organization that goes up into the woods and trains themselves in firearms and tell us we hunters. One of his scopes could see from here to Racine. Now you gonna tell me what Ja did was horrible, but he's a hunter. There we go with this pre-programmed bullshit to let the white man say, hey boy, listen to me. That boy over there too loud. That boy too loud.
Who said what he did was horrible though, KB? Who said that?
Everybody's saying it. Everybody's saying it. You got dudes talking about you a moron or in the press. Everybody, this motherfucker dumb. They going on YouTube getting views off his misery because they want to critique him, but none of them are saying, you know what, brother? Let me reach out to you. I got a platform. Come on the show and let's talk about what's going on. It's all about I'm gonna do with the white man. A white man has put the battery in the back of a lot of coons and Uncle Toms. And they've launched all-out warfare on our community and had other niggas cheerleading with them. So we got to stop jumping to conclusions. If you don't know this man, you don't know if he got molested or assaulted growing up. You don't know. People say he had a good childhood. How the fuck do you know? You've never met him, but you judging him. That's all I'm saying, man. Stop. People are hypocrites. Now, let me get my chat room, Sean. My bad. I told you I'm saucy tonight. Tiasha said, I'm judging him because him and his friends pointed laser guns at a whole bus full of NBA players, the staff, and security. You're missing this act he done. And as you have said, he is a young black man, and they have no problem with putting him in jail for his stupid shit. And Kevin isn't going to protest outside. I damn sure ain't. Because you know what? All that shit come with it. You want to be gun. What we say? Live by the gun, die by the gun. So if that's what you want, when you get what's coming to you, I ain't gonna feel sorry for you at all. Listen, first of all, if they locked his ass up for 25 years tomorrow, I wouldn't shed a tear. It has nothing to do with the price of tea in China and Kevin Barnes's life. Okay? When you get in that with that shit with them guns, any nigga who been involved with that, they'll tell you this is what come with that, young brother. This is what come with it. And I'm gonna leave it at that. You listen or you don't. I'm not gonna piss on myself because of it. Said Ja was never a hood cat. Well-known fact. Known by who? Can you get somebody to call in the show and say, I grew up with Ja and this is how his life was? Because until then, you can't make that judgment. That's what you heard. And you so far away from even knowing who he is. Mama Jenkins said I came up during the old school days. Back in the days, the older guys that played in the league did some dumb shit, but they wasn't so outrageous with their shit. They did crazy shit, but it was closed circuit. Back in the day, some of those guys carried guns right in their carry-on because it was easy to get on the plane. Mama Jenkins, you're agreeing with me but you saying just because you didn't get caught don't mean you didn't commit a crime. It's like if I murder somebody and I don't get arrested, I still murdered them. Now, I also want to say this about the NBA with the old school dudes. It's documented that for a long time, the NBA was decimated by coke heads. So if you played in them good old days in the 70s and the 80s, you're probably a coke head, right? So don't stand on no moral high ground now and look down on him because they didn't have Instagram in 78 when you was in Studio 54, zonked out your body off coke, right?
Hey, you know what? Another reason I feel like he shouldn't have did that is because, you know, like we grew up where it was like you don't be flashing your pistol and shit. You don't be playing with your pistol.
Right.
Why you
pull
gonna
it
let
out when it's time
know
to do
you got
something?
a pistol, nigga? They'll shoot you faster.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to be using this as like a learning tool. Everybody arguing over what's right or wrong. No, we just talking about a learning tool. That's his business, whether he right or wrong, because he got to walk that path. But we need to learn from this shit.
I just need for people to stop being hypocrites, right? And so I'm an individual who can honestly tell you I've done some dumb shit in my life. I can own up to it. And when I speak to youngsters, it resonates because I'm not the one to be trying to look down my nose. I'm the one who's trying to say, hey, bro, I understand, but let me lay your options out for you. I ain't here to judge you because I don't need to remind you of how fucked up you are. That's negative reinforcement. If you in a negative situation, if you in a negative situation, the last thing you need is some motherfucker coming to get on you about what you did. And see, you done fucked up. Now look at you. You in trouble. You like, no shit, Sherlock.
So let me ask you a question then. If you employing somebody, right? If you're employing somebody and you have a company, KB, aren't there rules to your company that are forbidden?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
That's my point.
Now, but you know what? And as his boss, what I'm gonna say to him is, you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up now, don't you? It's a wrap because I have rules. Here's what the conflict is for them. Boy, this nigga sure is fucked up, but he makes us so much goddamn money. He makes us, if he had a $200 million deal on the table, then that means his owner, the owner of this franchise that we standing up for, talking about they got a morality clause. He got $2 billion. This is why he ain't been cut loose yet. So he's ultimately being exploited on both sides. But all we see is he got all that money and he on Instagram with a gun. This motherfucker's bent over on Instagram with their crack spread open, trying to get some of this paper. So we gonna judge this little young brother? I just think we need to be offering him more compassion to say, hey man, we need for you to get your shit right. But if you don't, when you hit that wall, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Deion said, fuck the bullshit. Brett Favre stole millions of dollars and he a Trump supporter. Right. Money don't make you better. Brett Favre was showing his piece around the league for years. He was on Vicodin. He was a fucked up dude. I get it. It wasn't no Instagram then, though. Okay.
Let me ask everybody this. Right? Why is it that we don't have a morality clause in our community where the actions that are adverse to peace and unity in our community, why don't we come out against that? Because if we came out against this shit overall, right? The domestic violence, the child abuse, this driving shit, right? We got people that support it. We got people that question when we question the moral consciousness of people. We got people that question that. Well, you know, he got to go through this, and he got to learn, and we need to give him chances. We need. If we had a moral clause or morality clause in our community, we having so many conversations about solutions. Because once you violate that clause,
You
we
know,
take action.
let me do this. Let me get my chat room.
Just saying.
Ewok says, dude, he said he's Clarence from 8 Mile. Once again, I don't know how you know so much about the man and you don't know him. Mama Jenkins said you read mine. She may be having a conversation in the chat room. Mike Kimmons said he did not lose 40 million. Where did TR get that from? He only had contracts with Nike, and Nike said they are not dropping him. Powerade pulled his ads, but he still got paid. He has not lost $40 million. There we go. There we go. Shout out to Mike Kimmons. Oh, we got a viewer. We got a listener, Jay, on Facebook. I mean YouTube. Share the shit on our YouTube numbers suck. We ain't saucy on YouTube at all. I'd be like, damn, I'm embarrassed by this shit. Y'all got to join our group. Jay says black folks have more opportunity than any other race right now, and there's no excuse. Stop blaming the white man. It is not the white man's fault that your community is living out mumble rap like reality. Yeah, I don't think I blame the white man. I think the responsibility lies solely on himself. But what I hear is a bunch of black people, once again, that suffer from what do they call it? What do they call it when you in love with your captor? I feel like once again we are allowing our oppressor to define what's our moral compass should be, right? I feel like I keep hearing so many Negroes say, but they got rules. He got to do what they tell him to do.
Shit, my job got rules. Shit, I can't do certain shit if I want to stay employed. So I mean, shit, that's just how it is.
And hold on, he said the community is living out mumble rap reality. Is this new? Because first of all, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something very profound. Rap, there was violence in our community before gangster rap. I just want black people to know that. It was violence in the community before rap music. People always say this shit brought violence. Really? Rap invented violence. Go ahead, Sean.
How many times, well, how often do we talk about the effect of gun violence in our communities, right? And we talk about how we got to do something about it, we got to find solutions, right? Now, the young brother flashes his gun. Okay, cool. We know that younger people gonna watch this shit, right? They're impressionable. We want this shit to stop, and I don't care if it's black, white, brown, yellow, whatever, right? His actions go against what we speak on every show, damn near, right? This shit has to stop. How do we stop?
We got to stop. We got to stop. We got to stop people from flashing guns on Instagram. That ain't what we be talking about. That ain't what we be talking about.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Y'all has a following, bro.
Of course he does.
Y'all has a following, and a lot of the people that follow Ja playing these streets too, KD.
And I'm gonna tell you, it looked like Ja's following them because he's emulating their behavior. So we keep saying he got all these followers. I think he's following his followers.
Why are we giving him a pass if we know that
he won't get a pass? He's already suspended. He's not getting a pass. Who said he's getting a pass? He ain't been given a pass.
Everybody that's saying that, okay, we're gonna forgive his. I don't give a fuck about the money, right? We're gonna forgive his actions because he's a kid. Nah, bro, listen.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said either. But go ahead.
I'm not talking about you though.
Okay, I thought you talking to me, so I thought you were talking about me. My bad.
It's like you talking to the audience. I am too, right? We got people defending this shit, but we're decrying the violence that's associated with guns.
Okay, I want to talk about that too. Now let me get my chat room. Ewok says, he says, hold on, caller, hold on. Ewok says he heard from a schoolmate, maybe he was hating, but the dude grew up. Yeah, that's what everybody said. You know, that's my cousin, right? Shabaka says, greetings, outlaws. Check us out on Grand Rising with Shabaka on Malcolm X 5/19/23, 8 a.m. Pacific. He said, please call in. He said, we will be discussing Malcolm X. I saw Malcolm speak when I was 2 in Los Angeles. Okay, shout out to Shaka.
That's dope.
Hey, and Shabaka, and he said Stockholm Syndrome. That's what I was referencing. Now, I do have another caller. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's going on, kid? It's Dion.
Dion, what it do, homie?
Man, on this road. But
right,
you know what? I'm gonna be honest, though, man. Listen, I understand all you guys' scenario. But one thing we gotta understand though, that young man playing with fire. Because you remember Aaron Hernandez, right? What he did, now, he was a killer. And he was still playing in the NFL so they convicted him, then he killed himself. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand all you guys' angle. You know, K Bull, he made a good analogy. You know, like this guy, little kids look up to him, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't do nothing wrong, kids. He didn't. Tennessee is an open carry state. He ain't do nothing wrong. And then if he was just a regular person, it wouldn't be no thing. But he a brand. That's just like, I ain't gonna say the name of my company. But anytime I'm hauling this trailer with my company, big old logo on it, I gotta behave. I can't get nobody to finger. I can't misbehave because they got my company right on the side. I'm the only African American driver for this company. All they gotta do is call and say, hey, it was a colored guy driving. He's going 41 south and he's behaving erratically. They gonna automatically know because I'm the only second shift driver too. So sometimes when you got that brand and you carry that brand on your back, because there have been times where I've been working for other companies. I got my uniform on. Right when Trump got elected, I'm about to get into it with a white boy at the landmark on 124th. But I got my company logo on. I can't behave like that. So that young man, you know, like I said, he ain't do nothing wrong, man. But also, too, he needs to, I mean, I don't think the NBA should discipline him. I think his parents or somebody should be like, hey, you a brand now. You understand what I'm saying? You a brand. Like, look at Jordan. They kept, and Jordan was doing, he don't like niggas, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was doing all type of stuff. And we never too much heard nothing about Jordan until he got divorced and he was cheating. Magic Johnson called AIDS. Look at Ben Roethlisberger. He was a rapist.
Right.
What's the one dude that
Ben Roethlisberger got caught? Ben Roethlisberger got 2 sexual harassment claims back to back, and nobody freaked out, and he's on his way to the Hall of Fame right goddamn now.
Hey, what's the one dude that knocked his girlfriend out in the
Ray Rice.
elevator?
Ray Rice.
Yeah, you never heard nothing from him again.
Yeah, he work at Walmart now. He never got the deal.
It was over.
Yeah.
They don't care how cold you is.
So he said he gonna stand up for our rights, and he kneeled. You understand? And they, you know, so when you a brand, man, you know, and then I understand, you know, like he's changing his family's life and people around him. So somebody got to be like, hey, man, you making a difference. Or hopefully he bought up a bunch of properties and real estate. So if the NBA do decide to sever ties with him, but he can always go overseas to play.
Right.
But he'll mess around.
Right.
And he'll mess around. You see, they was going to get that dyke girl 9 years for some weed. You know what I'm saying?
I think
so
the term is lesbian, Dion. I think it's lesbian.
Well,
now.
you know what you know what, yeah. You know she one of them, so lesbian, you know the bull word, she like women, stud, whatever.
Hey,
so I'm just saying what's going on,
let me ask you a question though, bro. Let me ask you this real serious question. Even though, okay, I keep hearing he's a brand, okay? He's a brand. He's a millionaire. He's successful. He's a great athlete.
Yeah.
What people are not saying is that he's human. He is human. He is human. Just because you are, because even you, I love how you kind of, you know, reference, you know, I had to ride with this, but let a son bitch cross you the wrong way. Brand be damn, you're going to take care of Dion. You're going to handle your business. Man, I had to go ahead and punch a motherfucker in this shit with this brand on my back. That comes with it. Like, you know
what though?
You know you're going to get fired. You're going to have to find another brand to represent. So, but it comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you still human, bro.
Yeah.
It don't matter if, you know, you're still human.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, people are abandoning him. You know, he's brandishing these firearms. Maybe whatever firearm he should brandish, he should be able to get an endorsement for it. I mean, it's ways that he probably could turn this negative into a positive. Why the NRA ain't never stepping up when black people, you know what I'm saying? Like, the man ain't doing nothing wrong. Maybe he should go to a gun range and say, I'm an avid gun collector.
Say I'm a hunter. I was hunting.
Well, not a hunter, but no, he just, you know, like you said, people collect firearms. Let them know, like, hey, this is my collection of firearms. I'm an avid gun collector, and show him shooting the guns off. Turn this into a negative instead of bowing down. Because like you said, he put his tail between his legs, and he making it seem like he did nothing wrong. And to me, I don't think he did nothing wrong because he who he is, though. But I'm going to hang up, man. I'm on this road, man. I'm about to get off at Allison real quick. I don't know if you know about Allerton though. That's about what 20 miles north of Milwaukee though. But I'm gonna get off in this town because I got to use this bathroom. I'm gonna jump back on the road and listen, man, and peace to all the outlaws, man.
Peace, peace.
Easy, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, love,
Outlaws
man,
for
love.
life. Outlaws for life.
Yes, sir.
Kamar, you seem like you want to interject, and I ain't too saucy to let my partner talk, so I want to make sure you got your thought.
It's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. I was just agreeing also, you know what I mean? But to add on to it, you know, he young and all that. And this goes for anybody. It don't matter. None of that shit matter. Don't nobody care if you too young. Don't nobody care. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no excuse. Your decisions is your decisions, and you gonna have to walk that motherfucking walk. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's like I'm sticking to my point. You know what I mean? It's a learning lesson right now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't like you're right. He didn't break no law. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't want my son kicking it like that either.
No, but once again, I haven't heard any of these self-righteous some bitches the white man's hound dogs even saying, well, he hasn't broken the laws. But let me tell you, you see Shannon, let me tell you, Skip, he's just an idiot. He's just a moron. Come on, man. We already know what you is.
TNT. I was watching TNT tonight. Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, Shaq, not Charles, but they all agreed that he didn't break a law. However, as an employee, he broke the rules of the company.
Right. You offended Massa. What's wrong with you, boy? You can get us all killed. Mike Kimmons said Sean Kemp got caught with 50 grams of weed and guns. Dennis Rodman was arrested twice for domestic violence. He got hit with drunken driving, obstructing justice. The police came to his house over 70 times for noise violations. Okay.
Yeah.
Shabaka said, fuck Aaron Hernandez. That bastard was beating his black wife so much for a bed wench. Damn. Shabaka takes it there, right? Like, fuck this bullshit. Y'all bullshit, right? He just said, fuck it. Tiasha Arthur said, thank you, Sean Moore. I keep saying he is a young man and they don't have a problem with putting him in jail for doing reckless things. This is my main point. Plus, he is representing his job. Okay. Yes, he's John Morant, who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. But really who he is John Morant, who's making the NBA and the Grizzlies a whole hell of a lot of money, right? And so instead of us jumping on his back like they want us to, we should be speaking like nobody's giving you a pass. Nobody's excusing your behavior. But what we're saying is we understand, because you understand. Look, money equals get robbed. Now, once again, there's responsibilities to being a gun owner. That's why I call the show Strapped. If you're just tuning in, it is Outlaw Radio Strapped on a Wednesday night, hump day edition of Outlaw Radio. Numbers are on the bottom of the screen. You call in 262-202-5131. There's a cash app there. We love the kind of money that jingle, but we appreciate the kind that fold. A pastor once said that to me, right? But no, I want to talk about being a gun owner because I am a person, an individual who really enjoys guns, right? Like just not on a murderous level or gangster level, but the hold on. The engineering of them, like we said, the collecting of them, but also understand that there's rights and responsibilities. Me as a legal gun owner, I have responsibilities, but then there's the intricacies of it, which I know damn well not to have my ass on social media waving my shit around. I shouldn't do it. But if I happen to do it, I will pay the consequences. I will suffer the consequences, and nobody will feel sorry for me. Big Mike Kimmon is on the line. Mike Kimmon, has been a while, man. What's popping with you, bro?
What's going on, family?
Man.
What's up, big homie?
Peace.
What's happening with you, man?
Oh man, you know how it is.
All day. You know what though? I Kev, I hear everybody. You know what I mean? I think what Kamar said made sense. You know what I mean? Based on how Kamar moved, definitely. I get it. My biggest thing, though, is that here's the thing about it, man. The whole fake-ass moral outrage thing is killing me, though. As black folks, stop it. Knock that shit off. Knock it off. Some of y'all got cousins that shot up the whole goddamn club, and y'all welcome them home with open arms. No parties for them.
Got a T-shirt for him. Got a T-shirt talking about free Ray Ray.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, some of y'all motherfuckers on here talking all that shit about John Morant. Your son just robbed a 7-Eleven and beat the shit out of some little girl. You know what I mean? On his way out. And y'all love that motherfucker to death. I just think that, man, you know, it's for me, here's the deal. The thing with John Morant is simply this. No one's saying that John Morant didn't mess up. He messed up because here's the thing. He's got a deal between the NBA and himself, right?
Mhm.
Okay? And that we know that, right? So we say, Ja, be smart about your shit. He didn't break any laws, right? Didn't break any laws. In Memphis, you can open carry. You don't have to have a permit. As long as you own that gun, you can open carry. You can still carry whatever the hell you want to do with it. You can put the gun in the air, do whatever you want to do with it, right?
Right.
Okay, it's all legal. So we know there's no problem with that, right?
Right.
So what the fuck we up here talking as if like he just committed a goddamn crime against humanity? You know what I mean? If you, and here's my thing with some people who are just like super angry. What the fuck you so mad about? You talking about him brandishing guns, but if I said 50 Cent and Pop Smoke, if he was alive and I said he was coming, you motherfuckers would be like, yo, I love him to death. Pop Smoke was my nigga. You can't hate John Morant and love Nipsey Hussle at the same time.
Right.
He was fucking around with them guns, talking about gun shit all day too. You know what I mean? You can't do it, man.
But he sold
Just
T-shirts
be
though.
consistent.
But he sold nice T-shirts though.
That don't mean it.
Right, and then for those who talk about he lost John Morant, listen, bottom line is Powerade had a $10 million deal with John Morant, and he got paid. They just not running his ads anymore. Nike said, when they came to Nike, said, what y'all gonna do? Nike said, we ain't doing shit as of yet. We're not doing anything. He got a $12 million deal with Nike. Cut out all this shit about him like he lost 50, 60 million. John Morant ain't lost shit. The NBA, he is going to be one of the faces of the NBA to come. He's 23 years old. They don't just throw him out like that. This shit's going to go just like this. They're going to let people pile on early. He did it early enough, you know, while he was off work. You know what I mean? So they're going to let people pile on. They are not about to let this man who fills up arenas. When they come to see the Memphis Grizzlies, you're not coming to see the goddamn Bane and some of the other guys. You come to see John Morant do that high-flying shit. They're going to bring him back into the fold. He may do 15 games, 20 games. You know what I mean?
20 games.
But
20 games.
But this, huh?
20 games top.
Yeah, that's what he may do. But I'm not in no rush to give a fuck about the NBA though, because the same NBA we talking about, he go to the NBA. The hypocrisy in that shit is that how can Fat Joe say a goddamn word about John Morant? Nigga, you have made your lip not for talking about guns.
And
How
you
the
say
fuck is
nigga,
you say something?
and you say nigga all the time, and you're not even black. You Cuban. Talking about I thought I was black because I'm from the hood.
You know what I mean? And then if we so mad, shit, the NFL did a whole with the gangster, the father of gangster rap, Dr. Dre himself, and 50 and everybody else and shit like that. So how do we hate guns? Why are we so selective? Ja is a bad influence, but the motherfucker will be online right now. NBA YoungBoy, the rest of them will be online with guns and pistols, holding them up like, nigga, we murder gang over here in Chicago. You niggas like, damn. But you'll call them niggas and you say, Boosie, you know, I know you got some pistols, but we're going to give you got some key to the city tomorrow. Y'all funny. Knock it off with that shit, man. Knock it off. He young as hell. I get it. Say what you say. He young, but he'll be all right. And the NBA ain't worth the shit anyway. Y'all say he broke the deal with talking to the NBA because the NBA set him down and said, Ja, you know, you're making a lot of money now. You can't be like that. You know, we brought you out here to be a model citizen and do this and do that, right? But if they were really concerned about the image of black men, you know what I mean? I would think that they take his ass over to somebody like the minister if they were truly about this shit.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, if he sat down with the minister, Mr. Farrakhan, some of the brothers from the nation, shit, if he sat down with you, come on, shit, just bring him to anybody.
All right, get that boy a
He said I was
vitality. Shit.
Yeah,
Get some
give him some-
Take him to the Sherman
Give him
Phoenix
some
and
real
shit. Get him
motherfucking-
some.
Hey, I just think he needs somebody in his corner
Goddamn
who can
right.
tell him when he fucking up.
Right. Well, once
You know, I
again, I think in order to do that, see, one thing people don't understand about talking to young people is you don't just get to walk up to a troubled youngster and initiate conversation. First of all, you have to establish a rapport. You have to show these disillusioned young people that I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm something that could be consistent and honest and actually beneficial for you. And I'm not going to lie to you. I know you've been lied to. You've been disappointed. You've dealt with people who don't really understand you. My first step is to create, like I said, a rapport. So as opposed to me jumping on the white man Disney on ESPN talking about Skip, now this is moron. Skip, he did messing up his whole money. My grandmama told me when I was young, we grew up in a house with no bathroom, no room, just a cement floor. Skip, let me tell you what this boy doing wrong. Instead of that bullshit, pick up your phone and say, hey, John, this is Shannon, who I was finna fight with you and your daddy. Look here, brother, I just want to talk. Let me offer you some help. Like, I just get tired of us being hypocrites and really, a lot of brothers, for no lack of a better term, they bending over. They bend over and say, what you want me to do, massa? And I can see between, so like my brother said, Sean said, Kenny and Shaq did say that he hasn't broken any laws. I'm saying all those gatekeepers I seen, I hadn't heard them clarify that. So if they said that, it's all good. I stand corrected in that regard. But I'm just saying it's too much judging. Like I see Kareem talking shit to Ja about, yeah, you dumb. But Kareem, why did you really leave Milwaukee? Let's talk about who you were affiliated with and lives were lost. If you want to talk to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about the issue that he had with the Black Mafia in Philadelphia that resulted in an entire family, 5 dead, and the feds was following him around when he played for the Bucks. So yeah, that's why you got the fuck up out of Milwaukee. It was too little. I bet you it was when them goddamn feds was parked outside your house. You was young and you was making mistakes, right? So that's what I'm saying about people forgetting their own bullshit. This is Bill Cosby pound cake all over again. You gonna come in North Division and tell us how bad we is and then get caught up on rape charges and go to jail at 87. Man, come on, man. As my daddy would say, use a jive turkey, right? That's what I'm saying, man. So it's not about forgiving him. It's about just understanding the situation. That's my point. Go ahead, brother.
And that's my thing with that, Kev. I mean, my only thing was just to say to people, I get it. Everything, I get it. But my thing is, man, when these white folks put out these narratives, I'm kind of careful with that shit. I mean, I think that we say what we say, but I think some of the comments were calling him, he ain't shit. He need to lose money. I mean, some of the comments I've seen is like, black folks are interesting to me because they feed you a narrative. And I go back to the NBA. The NBA is bullshit. These are the same people that will bring it. They talked about how the image and how he has to be right for little children. And he does. I agree. Kamar right about that shit. I would tell Ja, like, that's not something I want him pounding out there to my children. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But however, when it comes to the NBA talking that high road bullshit, I would say to the NBA talking about he has to recognize the children. You are the same motherfuckers that will have rappers, you know what I mean? And artists who talk guns all the time and you'll collaborate with them, you know what I mean? Politicians will drag all the goddamn rappers out, gangster rappers like hell, and say, vote for Biden, and shit like that. They don't give a fuck about the image, you know what I mean? You're promoting it and you're double talking, and Ja is a young dude, and where the young part comes in is that he's influenced by the very shit that you've been doing for years. Which is to bring your favorite gun
But now we blaming him. Last week it was Grand Theft Auto. This week is John Moran. Who the fuck is gonna be next week?
It's the whole culture, bro. It's that honest society, that the in group, the out group. So it's the society that we are in. The culture that he's a part of. Guns are everywhere, right? He's in that rap thing. I understand that, but he's also a part of another culture. That's my point.
And hold on, I can't even believe as father. I can't even believe as fathers we missing the best point of this is which we keep talking about. He influences our kids. And if you a parent, this is definitely a teachable moment for you and your son to say, "See, son, this is what I be talking about." This is what when you looking at life, this is what you gotta be aware of. So instead of us saying, "Oh, you influenced my kid to fuck up," why don't you have a conversation with your kid? That's exactly what you shouldn't be doing, son.
Hence the teaching moment.
I don't
like
think
the moment for teaching.
What you say, Kamar?
I said that's what I'm talking about. The moment for teaching, right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to use because see, my whole life, right? I watch other people's mistakes and I learn off of them. Okay. I know not to do the certain same shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I learn.
Okay, now Shabaka's in the chat room. Shabaka said the state of California disarmed him. He said you get $5. You get 5 years for carrying a concealed weapon. Mama Jenkins said, kudos to Big Mike. He speaks the truth. Dollars for the NBA is mounting. His jersey is definitely going to be still selling. Dion says you never know if he's happy because he got to watch everything. He does. Look what happened to Michael Jackson. Money drove him crazy, right? He ended up with a monkey and a zebra.
Hey, and then here
in the bed with some little boys.
And here's another thing too, man. Like maybe he don't want to be no role model. You know what I'm saying?
Charles Barkley, right?
Maybe at this point, no more. You know what I'm saying? And he just don't give a fuck about none of that shit. He don't give a fuck about the NBA. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
How is his because that's
so ain't nothing you could tell him. Ain't no telling, man. That's him. It's what he wants.
Hold on, we got the juice lady in the building. I want to make sure.
Hey y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just the brain on my face. Hey y'all.
Yeah, you done jumped in the locker room tonight. Welcome to Estrogen to the show because it's going down tonight. You can smell the sweat socks through the microphone, right?
I can just a little bit.
They ain't my socks.
Look, they care socks. I already know.
Right. Right. See how quick black people is to create a narrative. Care feet stank. I'm finna put that up. Care feet stank. Don't even know me and shit. Tell me my feet stank. What's going on, Courtney? What's good?
Oh, nothing much. Just checking in. I'm kind of late. My bad, y'all.
You entirely late, not kind of, but
I'm just a little late, man. I'm here though.
Right. No, it's good. It's good because you and Mike kind of had a thing in the chat room. When I put that post up with the People's News Network, and I'm one who thinks the whole idea that what this white boy did is less egregious than what Ja did, because with this white boy, I'm a little bit more worried about him with these scopes that can see you from the top of a building. That equals mass shooter to me than I am about what they say is a fake thug flashing a pistol on Instagram. I'm a little bit more worried about Chris Cannon.
There are also pictures of LeBron with guns like that. Pictures of what's the dude, Damon? What's the nigga that be stepping on niggas' chest?
Draymond Green.
Yeah, you know, him on the ground with a gun with a scope. I mean, shit, I got a gun with a scope, but you don't see me hopping on live or when we podcast and I just pull that bitch out and get the flashing it.
Yeah, but that's another thing black people do. I don't care. You can go see a movie, you can read a story, you can hear a story. The first thing a black person does is say, if that was me. The fact is, it's not you.
So why do we keep comparing jobs to all these other people that's not doing the shit he doing? Other motherfuckers in gun stores.
What has he done illegal though, Courtney? What was illegal about what he did?
First of all, wasn't it illegal to have it in the strip club? He was in a club.
No, not in Memphis. They have open carry. And there was nobody else there. I'm pretty sure he was in an exclusive VIP. I'm not excusing his behavior. Once again, I'm just saying sometimes we allow the media.
The club was closed when he did it, brother.
Okay. But sometimes we allow the media to make us jump to conclusions. So we say,
shit. I'm not tripping on any of it. Just the fact that everybody going out their way to, well, the white boy got the good. He ain't got shit to do with this narrative. Why the fuck y'all bringing him into it? Well, look, he got this type of guns and he's sitting in the stand.
They always compare.
It's like, hey,
compare.
With all of hold on. Because with all of the mass shootings that white dudes do, they kind of own that crime, right? There's been a couple brothers who said, fuck it. We understand that, right? Sometimes it's Tuesday. But there's so many white males who have absolutely snapped and did mass shootings. So are white men looking at Chris Kamen saying he's a bad influence on my son? No, all my son wants to do is shoot deer. There's some people who be like, it's immoral to kill animals. Why are you murdering deer in Buffalo? These are the same people who go to Africa and kill lions on safari and come back. I'm more worried about him than I am Ja. But what they tell us to do is villainize Ja because he plays basketball.
I mean, shit, I ain't worried about Ja. I feel like
I've been using my Sambo voice a lot tonight. Every time somebody is disagreeing with me, I've been using my Sambo voice.
I mean, but are us as black people really worried about Ja? Or are we all just like, what the fuck this nigga doing? I don't think we worried about it. We just like, nigga, what you doing? Stop it.
I'm more questioning them trying to tell me as a black man how I should feel about another black man who's making a mistake but has not broken any laws, because we looking at, you got a whole former president who done got convicted of 2 felonies in the past few months. We mad at Ja. We got a city that's wasting money on bump outs and ain't fixed the side streets, and we mad at Ja. Ain't nobody saying, goddamn, Mayor Johnson, what you doing? They talking about Ja, goddamn fool.
But who mad at y'all though? I mean, we saying. I mean, who is like? Is it some black folks on the media saying some shit, or like what is?
Absolutely. If you
Who is
watch
mad?
sports talk is littered with people who trying to make a name for themselves. See, this is what white sports writers do, and they've done this for a very long time. It's a very backwards concept. How do you allow an individual who's never played a sport to become a sports writer? Right. And he controls shit like whether or not you go to the Hall of Fame because he has a vote, or who's an all-star because he has a vote. If he deems you, I don't like that guy. It's look, there's a lot of black men who play in professional leagues who ain't in the Hall of Fame right now because some pissed off little white dude said, I just don't like the guy. He's just not affable. He's not a good nigger. And so we go along with the shit. And every time the white man say, look, bad nigger, we go, ooh, you in trouble. Master says you in trouble. Instead of saying, man, fuck that, we stand with our people, man. We gonna handle this. We don't need y'all to handle this. Now, if we had the right systems in place, like my brother said, we can get the minister involved. We can get older NBA players who ain't doing it for the camera, that's working, going to these symposiums, talking to rookies, saying this is what you're gonna have to deal with, young brother, in the league when you get there. Instead of all these wannabe glory hounds, Skip, he an idiot. Skip, he's an idiot. Yeah, shouldn't he be a good nigger like you, Shannon? He sure should, Skip. You see how good I am. You see how good I am. Niggas kill me with this bullshit, man.
Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I say something too about Chris Kaman?
Yes, sir.
See, you put some pictures of Chris Kaman, right? But if you know anything about Chris Kaman, here's something I want people to know. Chris Kaman was diagnosed at a young age with attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity disorder, and he was taking Ritalin and Adderall all throughout his life. He dealt with anxiety. He was anxious. He was problematic. He saw things. He talked about how he was angry at everything. And so now, give me your spiel again, sis, on how he's a better candidate, you know what I mean, for us to ease off of. When this man had all kind of problems and was taking all kind of drugs and was diagnosed through college and everything else, and they kept it cool and kept it quiet, but he had anxiety disorder. He disliked people. And you think he was in them pictures with them guns because he was like a hunter?
I was gonna say he sound like a lot of people that I know. Shit, right, I know a lot of people with that. You know what I'm saying? With guns. I sound like me a little bit, and I got plenty guns. I got like 5 guns. That sounds just like me. So
you a bigger threat than Ja. I don't want you to have a gun. I give Ja a gun.
You know, I'm a weapon connoisseur. So
what Andre 3000 said in that movie, he said, I already know what y'all gonna say. Don't even give me no damn gun. You already know what I'm gonna do. Get his gun from his ass. Shit.
It's funny because I told you when we was talking earlier, right, on the phone. Like if they had Sean, you can look at this, man. If cats was just turning on cameras and they had phones and cameras and shit like that, and just happened to flash that shit, some of us would just be getting out of jail. You know what I mean? For real. Some of us would just be coming out of jail. You know what I mean? Right about now. You know what I mean? Talking to John Moran about how you shouldn't. There's some shit like I tell you I'll be the first to tell you. We was in Sonny's on Broadway. I was rolling with some real cats, right? We outside after the club closed and shit like that. My guy had a 38 in the car. He had all kind of shit. We had all kind of guns that he bought. And you know what we was doing, Kev, at 18? We was outside Sonny's waving the motherfuckers right in the air. I was just as irresponsible as him.
Not you, OG. So, y'all did something bad?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I did the same thing at 18, though. I definitely took a picture with a gun or two. She was dumb as fuck.
We become better. Kev, you know me today. You would never look at that and say, you wouldn't associate me with gun waving, but shit, I wave quite a few guns.
That's what I'm saying. I get tired of these righteous
NWA, love
it. These righteous individuals, see, these uppity Negroes, as they call them. Nowadays you so judgmental when you was the most rotten piece of fruit on the branch, right? And I knew a lot of you motherfuckers wasn't shit because I used to hang out with you. We had it in common. But now but see, Kevin, it's about the influence, not you, Kamar, because Kamar gonna be like, hold on, wait a minute. Now you talking about the kids, but you meet a kid who was around you when you was that age and say, man, I remember you used to be over there with so and so, you used to be riding. So once again, if I'm gonna come to you now and offer you advice, I have to come from the perspective of the reason I'm telling you this is because I now know better. And yes, you are correct. I did make some of those mistakes, but my life has gone to the point where I made some changes and I was able to reap the benefits from them, as opposed to, man, you a dumbass little nigga. They're gonna lock your dumb ass up. He gonna be like, okay, you snitching, motherfucker. Like, I mean, come on, man. It is.
And really, go ahead, Kev.
No, I was just saying it's just ridiculous that people look down. I think a lot of times we as a people are looking for something to be mad at each other about. We don't usually, and that's not for everybody, but we don't usually go into a situation like, man, I'm here. Hey, how you doing? You good, brother? You good? You walk in. A lot of us walk in. We're like, look at dude with his little new shoes and shit on. Dude think he tight. I see his little new car and shit. Now he got a little new car. He got the little new house and shit. But that's what you want. So you're mad at him. You're envious of him. So as soon as he makes a mistake, you say, see, his ass was dumb. That's what he get. And a lot of us is just doing that. Like, dumbass job. But he gonna have the last laugh because God's gonna bless him to persevere through this, and he'll still have $200 million that y'all talking about he lost, and he'll be okay. I hope he don't show up looking like Kanye, like a fucking idiot. And all y'all out there right now who's endorsing Kanye, y'all got to hold this L. Yes, I am switching the subject. You got to hold this L if you see Kanye with his perverse obsession with the same kind of white woman walking around in some leggings with some moon boots and some socks on. This is the dude who this is your king, right? This is who you say.
I knew you was gonna be on that, man. See,
he's a deep brother, right? He's not for you.
What he got on ain't got nothing to do with us, man. He can wear what he wants.
It says like a lot about how he lives when he show up with his ice queen on his arm. Now,
my nigga living in the future.
But you know what though, Kev? When it comes to social media, can I just say this also? I think, and I've dealt with a lot of young people, right? Quite a bit. A lot of them, right? Going to MPS, dealing with them, talking with them, some of the roughest ones. But here's the thing about it, though, too. It's funny because it is a funny dynamic that after when we hit 35 and above, we forget who the hell we were. You know what I mean? At 17 and 18. Yeah. I've heard women, you know, for instance, a sister twerking, like, that's ridiculous. She's showing you 45, something that's ridiculous. And then as soon as they said that, Freaknik video coming out, y'all, oh shit, you know what I mean? And you was stopping twerking before they called it twerking. And so we kind of selective about how we do things, and that's why I said with John Morant. And then people will say, but John Morant worth money, man. He got hundreds of millions of dollars, and you ain't. That's not the same thing. Well, we were young, kids, and during that era, we were selling narcotics, and I had on $40,000 worth of jewelry for real. Anyone that knows me, I had a bunch of jewelry on. I'm 18 with 40 grand worth of jewelry and about 15 grand in my pocket with a bunch of other dudes with brand new vehicles. So you tell me how that works. It's the same dynamic. You got money. It's women. Man. That's what they want to see. That's what they like. You flash that gun. You ain't think about no goddamn, you know, possibly like keeping a low profile.
Hey,
you like
Mike.
keeping a high profile. Look at me, baby. I'm a man. That's
Mike.
what
this is what I'm trying to tell people. I was nowhere near John Morant, but when I was a college athlete and I would come home, the homies would treat me like I was on my way to the league, right? And I wasn't worried about influencing kids. I wasn't worried about what my school represented. The homie pulled up in the V12 Benz. We rolled up. We popped bottles. We went to the club. I risked everything. I ain't had no business. And I'm hanging with known criminals. I wasn't thinking about, well, I'm changing my family's life because I'll be the first one to get a bachelor's degree and potentially I could, become an athlete. I was like, fuck this shit. We out here. I'm 20. I'm 19. Let's roll. So, and it doesn't change if you get, it only gets worse if you get money. I'll tell y'all this, the evidence is in this fact. 85% of pro athletes, by the time they are retired, within 2 years of their retirement, they're broke. Because they got their money young. They got what do you do when you young with money? Unless you's a square. I mean, once again, I'm not calling you a square, Rail. But Rail said, hey man, when I was 23, I was buttoned down. Very monogamous. Father to my children and asset to the community.
Look, motherfuckers be wishing they was square. I mean, man, I wish I would have been square then. Shit, I have plenty of
No, that's positive. That's dope for Rail. That's why, we rock with it.
Man.
Right. But
I'm love that.
Yeah, but he stepped on over to the dark side eventually and went from being a Jedi to a Sith Lord. So talk to him now. He got a stripper pole in his basement.
It's right over there.
See? Outlaw shit. Outlaw shit, right?
It's over there. You know, duality. You know, I fucks
right.
with duality. You know, I'm a man of different layers. You
Yeah,
know?
of course,
Yeah.
right. He has layers. He has
Yes.
layers, right? Now, Courtney, you was trying to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Now, how old is John Morant?
23.
23. I just seen a meme though. It said if you think what it said if rap music could make a 23-year-old with $200 million risk it all, what do you think is doing to these kids that ain't got nothing at all? So I was just thinking about, I mean, he's in the forefront and he's just being a kid. Like I said, I was raised different. You know, I was raised Kojic, so you know, I never really got a chance to be a kid type shit. You know,
wow.
So I mean, at 21, like I said, I was married and starting a family and in church and shit. But ain't this the dude who like ain't his parents like bullshit? Like I mean, not bullshit, but like did his mama call him to like handle business and shit like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not from Memphis. I don't know. I don't know. That may be true.
You got to look that type of stuff up though, Kev, because that was definitely
like what's the support system look like? You know, what his parents doing and shit like that.
You know, she got into it at the mall and she got into it with security or something and called him up there. Like,
my mama called me before.
Huh?
Did you go? Did you go?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, so I'm saying.
Yeah, my God. What you mean? That's my mama. Yeah.
I'm not calling my
No, but you don't want to set a bad example for the kids.
But
you up in Capitol Court fighting by Johnny Walker.
I didn't.
I'm a little kid saying, "Man, mama, I want to be like him." She's like, "You a bad influence, Sean Moore, on my son."
I can't say that some of the people we would have been with at that time that they wouldn't have been videoing if we had video, right? We would have probably told them not to,
right?
But that shit would have been leaked too, right? If the culture was about that then, right? Shit changes, which means that okay, there's different responsibilities when you in a position if you give a fuck about that position, right? And that's any position because don't know street motherfucker want you feeling him,
right? Not no real one. You better put that shit up.
You know what I mean?
Dion says,
don't you point the camera at me?
Dion's in the chat room. Shout out to Dion. He says, with all eyes on him and people villainizing him, could cause him to be suicidal and depressed. He's getting battered in the media, depending on how strong he is, Dion.
That nigga ain't worried about that.
Shout out to Westside Zeladine, my partner in the building, Roger Zeladine, South Central's finest, right? He said it was a different time. It absolutely was. Shabaka, he said we doing Malcolm X on Grand Rising with Shabaka this Friday, man. Malcolm's birthday, May 9th. Hey, man, plug your shit, man. Talk your shit. Represent. Say, fuck what y'all talking about.
What Detroit Red was.
All right. Fuck what y'all talking about. Check my show out Friday. Fuck John Morant. You gonna be talking about Malcolm X. I love it.
But Kev, can I say something too? You know, and what you said, Sean, the only thing about that whole thing, if you can look at it from a perspective of like what you said, we had the cameras back then and we would have told them like, yo, turn the cameras off, right? But what if them cameras were just like the Facebook cameras where everything that's seen is shown now? And I put the camera to you while you're in the middle of doing some shit.
Somebody still gonna see that shit.
Right, that's why I said like it could have very well happened to us. And my thing is simply to say this though too. Everybody has to understand one thing with that shit. You remember how that shit went, Kev? The rappers wanted to be like street niggas.
Right.
That's how the rap game was. Right. And then now the street niggas want to be like rappers.
Right.
And now the athletes want to be like street niggas and rappers. And they even rapping now. The whole culture is all over the place. And then you take Ja. My thing with Ja, you know the biggest thing that would help Ja is if they traded that motherfucker to somewhere like Milwaukee. You know what I mean? Because Memphis is not the damn place to be. You know what I mean? Memphis, who's been to Memphis? Memphis wild than a mother.
Yeah, it is.
Wild than a mother. I'm talking about clubs. The real party begins after the club is closed. Like what Jada was doing. I've been down to Memphis. You know what I mean? Everything. All closed off. You know what I mean? Money everywhere. Money thrown everywhere. The real fun begins when the clubs close. Cats
Okay.
with guns all throughout Memphis. They ain't doing nothing but carrying, kids. Nothing but carrying. It's Wild Wild West in Memphis.
Yeah, it's
Memphis
going
is
down.
deep. Memphis is deep. Memphis is one of the deepest cities. They crazy than a motherfucker. Boosie talked about that shit. The motherfuckers out of Memphis is ridiculous.
And I wanted to say this because I think this hasn't been said either. Because I keep hearing, and we like to lean on this. This is becoming cliche for people in my generation. We like to talk about all this social media shit, got everything, and this is so bad. But what has social media shown us that we didn't already know? That people do drugs, that people have fights, that people get killed, that women act, promiscuous and men act promiscuous and lascivious at times. We already knew this shit. And we came up in an era where it wasn't cameras, but somehow we all still knew what the fuck was going on, right? And that shit got leaked, right? And so we didn't even have no camera phones. Now, so we can't just say, well, it's social media. That's what I'm saying. We got to stop looking for a scapegoat and look at ourselves and say, this is about us, man. This ain't about no camera phone. This ain't about no Facebook. This is about how our community has always been for a very long time. And I keep telling people, you always looking, because my daddy told me in the 50s that his parents was dead set against the blues and soul music and all that. That's Satan music. That's early music. It bring violence. It bring murder. It bring death. They when in the 70s when they did Parliament and all this, and that's punk music. When rap came, it's just a fad, right? But then you end up blaming this shit. What you need to be blaming is yourself, right? I mean, what Ice Cube say? Don't point the finger, dumb jigaboo. Take a look at yourself, you dumb nigga. You. I mean, you want to blame everybody else instead of saying it's my fault. I need to do a better job of me with me. And with Ja, we want to laugh because he's had some success. A lot of them dudes who was cheering for him was really hating behind his back anyways. They couldn't wait for him to fall. And if any lesson that he gets out of this, I hope he looks around and says, who's still going to stand with me when it looked like my career might be over? Who's going to be around when I lose an endorsement and I do lose? Who's going to stand to them? What they say, 10 toes down? I think that's the lesson he should learn. Now, once again, let's say this too. If he does this and continues,
I think, hey, Kev, I think the lesson to learn is how not to put yourself back in this position.
Hopefully, Kamar. Hopefully.
I'm just saying that's the lesson.
Hopefully, I hope so. I really do.
I ain't saying he's gonna learn it. I ain't saying he's gonna learn it. I'm just saying that's the lesson to learn.
Ewok said if he came to Milwaukee, Kia boys would have his ass in the stove. Memphis is Milwaukee on Dion says Memphis is Milwaukee on steroids. Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of that. God damn.
Memphis ain't no joke.
Yeah. He said, let me see who else we got in the chatty chat.
Mike
He said he loves Memphis, though.
He
said he loves Memphis. But I still want people to go back and look at the pictures of Chris Kaman, though. I'm gonna stand on this, though. We are conditioned to feel better when Massa is in control. The example that I always give is most jobs that you're at, right? If they bring in, we got a new supervisor, y'all, right? And they bring in Tyrone. Tyrone then went to school, got his degree, paid his dues. He's now y'all new director.
We fuck with
the
Tyrone.
Black people in there, but they want something from they have an expectation. Come on, man. What you mean I've been late every day? Oh, man, you on some bullshit, man. Do the white folks nigga, right? If he holds you to a standard. Now, let them come in with Bill. Bill didn't even go to school. He just knew, his dad helped start the company and he's been around. So Bill is the director. Black people feel safer. Bill gonna take care of his business, man. Hey, Bill, I can't be late. Black people smashing through traffic to get to work. Bill will write your ass up and won't even trip on Bill for it. So we're always looking to hate each other, man. We feel safer when Massa's in charge. Like, that's why we say schools in the hood bad. I'm gonna send him out to a white school. He'll damn sure get educated then. I'm using my Sambo voice again, y'all, by the way.
I see that. But I'm saying it ain't even that though. Those are white teachers in the black schools in the hood though. So no,
most black people think white ice is colder, Courtney. I'm telling you, it just tastes better when Massa makes it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's some good water. Where you get this from? This good. I got this out there with them white people. Oh, really? We just kind of conditioned in this country. We just love us some white folks.
So I'm
We
saying,
just
Kev,
love
you
them.
want to the pick a save in Midtown then, since it's, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's
Huh?
a great question, because you know when I'm getting ready to barbecue and I want the good rib tips and all that, I do go to Midtown proudly.
Okay.
Walk right up in there. Now, if I
Alright.
want to be convenient and just go get me some salad or some sushi, I go to Metro Market on 124th and Capitol. I said sushi just in case you wonder. Like, what does black ass know about some goddamn? Bro, you
No,
don't
they
look
got
like
this.
you
You
eat
got to
sushi.
get your sushi at the Woodman's, Kev. That's where
Well, see, but that's
they
too
sitting there
far. That's
making
too
it.
far. I don't be wanting to spend that money. I don't be
Kev, it
wanting to
ain't
go
even
that
that
far.
far, Kev. They're like
Too far for me. I'm a local Negro. Mama Jenkins said Memphis is definitely butt wild. In Jackson, Mississippi, they bust your head to the white meat and shoot up the whole house dead. I used to go to Memphis in May, but not no more. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Shout out to Shabaka. He's saying, yes, sir, that's true. He's talking about our Stockholm syndrome. Project Pat said Memphis want all the smoke. I bet you they do. I bet you they do. Shabaka said, boss, we sick. That's what I'm saying. Like, we feel so good, man, when white man, I'm so glad you're here to save us. Oh my God. That's how we are in the community now. People keep saying, what they gonna do for us? They ain't gonna do shit for you. They're not gonna do shit for you. You gotta do it yourself. So, you know, maybe it's the comfortability of it.
Kev, you know what, Kevin? What's interesting too is the reason why I would not pull the trigger. You know, if they say fuck Kamar, fuck Kev, I'm like to the left of that shit. If the white media says that shit, I always look at that shit, man. When I look at them, because there's a game that's played, and I think people have to be. Let's be realistic about social media too. All that shit is being studied. There's a reason why Facebook offers so much money. They have studies and analytic groups that come in and actually take the data from all those pages. That's why you don't own anything on Facebook. All that shit belongs, the content belongs to Facebook. And they have studied, and just like I told you, Kev, how they talked about the FBI is on Facebook. They announced that we're on Facebook. They had so many agents, thousands and thousands of agents combing through shit. The thing about that is we're being analyzed. And they study it, and they know that we are going to go extra. See, we go extra on John Morant. Damn, look at him. They going harder than white folks. You know what I mean? He ain't shit. Yeah, he isn't. And I get the comments that say he's messing up the bag and he's doing things wrong. I get that. But you have people on social media now like, he ain't shit. He horrible. That nigga don't even belong in the NBA. As if it's you know, the NBA doesn't get anything from John Morant. As if them black ball players for years didn't get paid shit, really. Right. They got played. And now the brother's coming back for everything you owe me. All that shit. Right. And young cats are making the money. And my thing with that is, I say embrace John Morant. And I say be careful how much we talk about him, because they're sitting there looking at this data. They getting all this data. You know what I mean? And they're saying, yeah, we know what to do with these Negroes. Just kind of, we'll put them against each other. Because the biggest play, Kev, is what you talked to me on the phone about, is that how we come against each other. That's the real problem. How they know that we'll hate each other. You know what I mean? We'll despise each other. You know, me and Courtney talked online. Ain't no big deal. Love her. My sister. But there are other people that you may talk with to be like, I can't stand that motherfucker.
Right.
You know,
some people start cussing you out
against each other. And I would hope that even though we have the dialogue, that we don't end up going backwards by not having a disdain for each other over some shit that John Morant did, and that they're kind of putting out there for us to do this kind of shit.
That's what Outlaw Radio is all about, because you will get your ass cussed out on this show. In the chat room, on the phone, motherfucker tell me, Rella insult the shit out of you and use some shit. You had to think about it later. Like, damn, he just called me. Shauna called in and tell me I ain't shit and speak to everybody else. Like, this is a safe place to have these conversations and leave here amicably and say, hey, man, it's all good, right? But see, we're able to separate the lie from the jive on here. But in large, our community don't have this ability. They don't have the ability to say, hey, man, we just having a conversation, brother. You know, I should be able to, you know, because a conversation involves two people. Like, a lot of people think a conversation mean I told them motherfuckers what they need to know and they left. Well, in order for it to be a conversation, you would have to have listened to what they said, responding to what you gave them. So we don't have that in our community. What we allow them to do when we listen to the media that they give us, it's all about bad nigger. Bad nigger. Hey, niggers, let me tell you something. You know who's a bad nigger? So and so and so. That's how they isolate and ostracize any brother or sister that has ever come along with a positive movement. They used their influence to turn all the other Negroes against them. I go all the way back to W.E.B. Du Bois, who used to be my favorite academic historically, until I found out that he participated with the federal government to undermine Marcus Garvey intentionally, to say we want to make sure no black intellectuals rock with Marcus Garvey. We want to, and he participated in that shit. So we've always been like, okay, fuck him. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to him, so because I want to be in Massa's good graces, right? So that's why this was a conversation tonight. But once again, I don't hold the definition of what blackness is. You know, I think I have my version of it. I have my opinions. Everybody has their opinions. We talk about this being the show that's about everything. When they say Seinfeld is the show about nothing, well, Outlaw Radio is the show about everything. And you're always right on this show because most of the time you're giving your own goddamn opinion. And how can your opinion be wrong?
Mhm.
So if you got something to say, the chat room is on deck. Dion says Ja was coming out of he said Ja was coming out of he was trans. If he was coming out saying he was trans, the world would support him. It wouldn't be no problem, right? But he's not harming anybody, right? He's coming out saying, look, I like boys. It'd be like, oh, Ja, you're special. What a great player, right? We fucking love Ja. But you know, listen, it's 9:13 because I got to be mindful of the time tonight because we be 3 hours. But I just be looking at the media, man. So, and I'm looking at their proposed solution to the traffic situation, and we've talked about this ad nauseum. But I got Mike Kimmett on here tonight, and I got Sean Moore, and Mike, I wanted to know what you thought about the bump outs and the narrowing Capitol Drive to a 2-lane street on each side, and that's going to stop reckless driving. What do you think about that?
Absolutely not. That's just, to me, that's a play on money. Play on money. That's bullshit, man. I mean, did you see the video where they actually showed the brother riding crazy as hell up on behind the police officer, Milwaukee Police Department? The officer is driving. Have you seen that video where he's swerving and then cuts in front of the officer?
Yes.
And then comes back again?
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. That almost tells you that this is not, it has nothing to do with reckless driving. It has something to do with reckless spending and who gets the money. Follow the money. Follow the money.
The contract.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Follow who gets paid, contractors who get paid, and then understand that for the last damn 30, 40 years, Milwaukee has had a 5% set aside for, minority businesses, right? And black folks in general, and they have still not met those contracts that state that we had to have a certain amount of black folks getting these contracts. You know what I mean? For things like this. You know what I mean? And we still are we stopped at about, I think, 1 or 2%. We still haven't achieved that goal. And that goal could have brought billions to black contractors. But instead, the number one person who's getting the money for these kind of things are actually white women, because they went in and they qualify as minority, and they went in and the husband will run the money through them. And so when you see them doing the streets in Milwaukee, when you see, look at how many crews of white folks that are laying all this stuff down in Milwaukee, but you'll never come out to Brookfield. You'll never come out to Wauwatosa and see a black contractor with a bunch of blacks out there making money off of a contract in Brookfield or Wauwatosa or New Berlin. But you'll see white folks coming out from New Berlin and Brookfield to make money off of contracts handed to them by the folks in Milwaukee who sit, on the Common Council, who okay this kind of shit. So that's how I feel about that shit. It's a charade. It's bullshit. We know how to stop that shit. Give me a badge. Give me 30 badges, and we'll get that shit under control within 30 days. Sorry.
Well, I thought they had a lot of motorcycle cops. So I'm like, well, why don't you just tell the cops, because the money, okay, they say, well, they don't have enough resources or enough officers. Take some of that money and use it to hire some new cops. But I don't want to encourage over policing. Go ahead, Sean.
They have changed their policy. They have changed their policy on how they respond to reports of abandoned cars that may be stolen. All that's rerouted to the call center, then into parking enforcement, and it's a bunch of bullshit. Like Mike said, man, it's all about that paper, man, and them bump outs or whatever they call it. you know, man, you gonna see people trying to drive on the opposite side of the street. That's what you're gonna see. If they can't get around,
Okay. So instead of going low, they go
they
high.
if they can't get around, they're gonna go around.
Well, what they say,
Absolutely.
I seen the article that said that this is now a thing, the Milwaukee slide, when you're in one lane and you kind of swerve across traffic. I seen this in the Journal Sentinel. I thought I put it in the People's News Network. They say it's now being identified as the Milwaukee slide.
And they
And I'm
still
like, wow.
baselining. They just baselining in between the little things.
So hold on, y'all was talking at the same time. What did you say, Courtney?
I said they still baselining, just baselining in between the things. It's like they got the things on the corners, but nothing in the middle. So the cars are still baselining like a motherfucker.
Ooh,
But
you
just
gonna smack
hopefully,
that motherfucker hard. You coming out
yeah,
the
they
windshield when
just
you hit
be
that motherfucker.
it just be them dodging in and out of them. Like, and that's all I've been seeing up Fond du Lac up. I don't think I've seen it on Capitol's been up Fond du Lac mainly, but yeah, just dodging in and out of them. That's all. This shit ain't
Paris,
gonna
I can't
stop.
even say this word. Meritorious manumission. Black leaders are those black leaders who sell us out for personal gain. They're also known as sickle pants. Okay. Okay. Sickle pants. There we go. Gotcha. Good things to know. No, Sean, I know because like I said, I'm driving and I'm looking saying I still feel like the good guys are being punished because it's inconvenient for me to have these things sticking out in the street, right?
Yes,
I
I
say,
am.
why the good guys always got to get punished? So once again, there's also the thing where our side streets are shitty. You will tear your car up driving down the average. Dude, there are some holes. People would think I'm exaggerating. I'm driving down the street sometime. I see potholes and I try to memorize their location based on where I'm going. You can't see the bottom of them. I'm like, well, how deep is that hole? But you said, well, we ain't got enough money to fix that. But mysteriously, you come up with enough bread to put bump outs. Concrete. This is concrete with a sign on it. You got enough money to build these out damn near overnight. They've been popping up more frequently than ever. And I think it's what Mike said, follow the money. We know they've been working on the Marquette interchange for 30 years. I ain't seen a black dude down there with a dump truck yet.
You won't see one.
Go ahead, Sean. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
I was agreeing with Mike, and I posted a video yesterday of an accident where the car was on the opposite side of the street on Roosevelt, Sherman and Roosevelt. The accident, the car was going down the wrong side of the street, man.
Okay.
There was a dude laying out on the south side of Roosevelt, and the cars were on the opposite side, on the north side.
Yeah, I mean, how many people in the last 2 weeks have died? And once again, we have to make this distinction. It's not just the kids. Like we like to say them goddamn kill boys, but it's some of y'all old asses too. Because I be seeing who driving when somebody speed past me. Like that wasn't no damn kid. That nigga was at least 30. I'm just saying it ain't just the kids. It's a cultural thing here in Milwaukee all of a sudden to smack. But once again, I can't say all of a sudden because like most of us, you smashed. When we was growing up, what you do? I'm riding. Oh, you tell your homie, slow down, man, please, nigga. What you talking about? I got this. It's always kind of been a thing, but now you got youngsters who they shouldn't be behind the wheel yet. And then you have older people who have serious chemical issues because they say alcohol was involved with the Fond du Lac thing, right? Because this is a thing where she was drunk allegedly and ran the light, but they say he was doing 80. Who does 80 in a minivan full of kids? I mean, shout out, rest in peace to the brother. You know, no disrespect, respect the dead. I'm just saying this is a twofold problem because who was wrong? Obviously, her for being drunk, but damn, bro, you had a 11-month-old in the car. What you doing 80 for? Like I'm this. Go ahead, Sean.
With no car seat. With no car seat.
Oh, she didn't even. Oh my gosh, come on, man, bruh.
Nope.
Bruh. Come on. Let's see.
But there's a bigger problem with that because now there's a probability of residual violence behind this.
Okay.
The family mad because she blaming their family members for her baby's death. They're saying that it's her fault because she didn't have a car seat. She said, "We coming to see you."
Now
So,
this young lady too.
It's a lot of shit with this, man.
This young lady too has been on Facebook, and when it first happened, and she was making this real kind of like emotional outburst of like my baby, and she was crying. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is some sick shit." And then the next time I seen her, she was like driving, listening to music. I guess she was on the way to the release or whatever, but she was like happy and smiling, like, "Yeah, we out this motherfucker. Yeah. Well, I'm like, I'm confused. I don't understand.
I look at it differently, KB. Remember, we had a conversation about psychological first aid, right? At that moment, man, when that young girl found out, I posted somebody needs to get to her right away.
Right.
Then you see her, and it's like her whole demeanor, everything changed, right? She's a totally new person. Her focus is somewhere else. That baby no longer exists. That's not normal. That is not normal. Now that little girl is on the brink of some type of psychotic episode.
Well, it does.
Because that's not. You don't transform like that, bro.
But lifestyle.
You do not.
Who I don't know how, why, and once again, I don't know her, whatever her issues are. But as a parent, why would you ever allow your child to ride in a vehicle without his or her car seat at that age?
People do it every day, though.
Okay, that's
okay.
So. I just me personally with my two, until they got. I mean, my son probably 12, and I was still saying, "Get that goddamn car seat." He's like, "Dude, what you talking about, man?" Because I'm like, "Nah, you a kid, you gotta be safe when we driving." So, and I'm not criticizing her parental skills or anything, but that stands out to me that there was an 11-month-old and there was no car seat.
The mama wasn't even in the car, was she?
No.
But look, my baby daddy parents, like they would pull up with my kids when they were younger sometimes, and they pull up, and the grandma, she had one of my kids like in her lap. You know what I'm saying? So like, folks, y'all was driving, you had my baby just sitting in your lap. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Get some fucking car seats. And even my baby daddy, my kids are 6 and 8. I done gave him a car seat. There's no car seats being used. Sometimes my 8-year-old is sitting in the front seat. They both small as hell. And I'm like, folks, you know, if you get in an accident, my kid's gonna die, right? I mean, you know this, right? I mean, you think this is safe? And like, he'll criticize somebody else with their kids in the front seat, but it's like you doing the same shit. So no, motherfuckers just be out here. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm like, I asked him, I was like, so you think it's safe for him to sit in the front seat? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, nigga, no, why the fuck do you think they had crash dummies and all this? I don't know what's going on in the world right now. You know, and a lot of people think like this and are doing this.
Shabaka said that's why he called them tricks Yassa bosses. He said Oakland City streets are really fucked up, particularly when the rain comes off the Frisco Bay. Tiasha says, did you see the guy that had gotten hit by a fire truck today on 35th and Center?
Damn.
That was headed to a fire on 51st and Center, and he decided to turn in front of them and even had to be extracted from his vehicle. So yes, this reckless driving is very out of control, and some people are playing roulette with their lives and other people's lives. 60th going north on Mill Road has huge holes. We all know of a very, very rough path where you drive through it, and it's like, I should have drove a 4x4 or some shit. Like, this is crazy. Mama Jenkins said lots of bodies will be wrapped around those poles. You better pay attention to those bump outs. Milwaukee is decayed and it just ain't rotten yet. If you go out to Bayshore, they don't have no bump outs, none in Wauwatosa as of yet. Yes, it's a double standard. It's crazy. But we allow them to do this shit with no resistance.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know, I've been seeing bump outs like on the east, southeast. You know what I'm talking about? Like that area, like say like or down on Brady Street. But you know, they purpose when they was putting them out there was for people who was walking. It was more safety precaution for the people that was walking. They didn't have them on all four corners. They just had them on like adjacent kitty corner from each other.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it would be more like a protection type thing. But you know, like, well, my thing on my take on them, man, like I like them and I dislike them. I see how they could be good. I see how they could help, but then I see how they could hurt also. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy these motherfuckers doing something to
Okay.
try to hurt something,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Because before now they wasn't doing shit. They ain't stopping these motherfuckers. They ain't chasing them down. They ain't pulling them over. You know what I mean? They ain't doing a goddamn thing. And my thing is like, what we gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? So like, shit, it's a win and a loss, I think.
Tiasha says it was a 20-year-old girl that was driving the minivan. It wasn't the guy driving, and she was the godmother of the 1-year-old that was in the car with her. I thought it was the 32-year-old man who was driving. That was the initial report. I don't know. People know specifics, please.
So who was driving the other car? Was it
the
man?
32? That was the 29-year-old female. I thought that they said
because it was a 20-year-old for the man. So it was two females driving.
That's what she's saying, because I thought it was a 29-year-old woman who hit a 32-year-old man.
It was a 20-year-old sister. She was 20.
That was driving the car?
You're driving the van.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you get this man.
It was 5 people. I think they said it was 6 people in the van.
Right.
Something like that. But
yeah, everybody in the van is gone, right? Everybody in the van perished.
Except for the drivers. Except for the driver and the passenger, I think.
I thought 5 people.
It was 5
died in the van.
It was
5 died. Yeah.
5 died. It was 6 then, right? 6 people in the van. 5 died.
Wow.
So are you thinking maybe of an accident that was on 29th and Capitol the same night? That might have been a 32-year-old man.
I thought that was an older man who hit a tree. See how it goes on and on. It's like, wait a minute.
It was an older man. It was an older man.
And see, it's so frequent in our city. We keep saying, maybe no, it was the one on Hampton. No, there were 2 on Titonia. Well, what about the one on Villard? It's too much.
Yeah,
it's overwhelming.
Hey, Kev.
Yes, sir.
Kev, I'm reading the report now. What they're doing, man, they got so much money tied into this. They got 3.5 million coming from one source, 6 million coming from another source. Part of a plan that Tony Evers has granted like 20 million. To do all these things. And then they got, the bidding will open up pretty soon. They'll have bidding on these projects of selected people that they're selecting. They have bidding. They're also talking about taking tax dollars and some of the tax dollars from houses, right? Your property taxes. And they're talking about using, I think they say, what do they say that? They say, I think they're using they talking about 7-8 million from property taxes to reconstruct $8.5 million in property tax revenue to use towards this whole, stopping this speeding issue. So they're throwing like 28, 29 million, and so they're going to throw at this, right? Then they come back and said that they're going to they're going to actually start this campaign that 20 is plenty, which means they're going to bring the speed limit down to 20 miles per hour in certain neighborhoods, right? Now, what that sounds like, right?
Right.
If you bring the speed limit down to 20, the police will have a field day with tickets.
Right.
This shit deep, man. This sounds like more like a prison. Like you literally are in a goddamn camp. Like you ride to Milwaukee, be careful now. They can't even go past 20. They got speed bump. That shit sound like a goddamn, like they taking that and just put this out a bubble.
so that they can enforce something like that. That's why there's no enforcement now.
Yeah, not a peep. Not a peep from the people.
Hey, something else got to be done. Something else got to be done. Something else got to be done.
And then let me tell you the targeted corridors. Ready for bid, as they put it. North 35th Street, West Congress Street to West Townsend Street, North 27th Street, West Atkinson Avenue to West Center, South 35th Street, West Lincoln to West Oklahoma, East Oklahoma Avenue, South Clement Avenue to South Howe Avenue, North 35th Street, West Highland Boulevard to West Cherry Street, West Locust Street, North 40th Street to North Sherman Boulevard, Butterfly Park, access improvements. North 37th and 38th Street at West Meineke Avenue. Riverside Park, high school access improvements. East Newberry Boulevard to Oakland, right? Washington Park, access. West Galena Street, North 37th Street to North 40th Street. And then they got a big long list of still to come. North 60th and Silver Spring to Hampton. West Appleton, North 60th Street to West Burleigh Street. West North Avenue, North 24th Street to North 30th Street. 35th and Highland Boulevard, North 20th Street to North 35th. West Lapham, South 6th to South Cesar, East Chavez Drive. Then we have West Lincoln, the 1st Street to South 35th Street, intersection of North 27th Street to West Center and West Fond du Lac Avenue.
So at
You
least,
know that, man?
at
Come
least
on,
they
man.
don't have them on the south side, so the Latinos will be like, these bumpers are some bullshit homes. I just want to do a.
Hey, they do got them on the south side.
What you say, Kumar?
But the majority of
They do got them. They do got them things on the south side. Like I could tell you a corner specific. I know 13th and Greenfield specifically. They doing that shit over there too.
Right. Well, yeah, you know, people gonna copy off what we doing. I'm
saying I seen them there first.
Okay. No, I was talking about the reckless driving. You talking about the bump outs? Okay.
Oh yeah, the bump.
What about when they install poles and gates into them bump outs, and a motherfucker got to wait on them gates to lift up before you go down that street?
Is that the plan? Is it the plan to put gates on them?
Like they building these borders, man.
Hold on now, Sean. Let's make sure that's in the plan, because you know black people will run with some shit like they finna build gates.
I'm not saying that's the plan.
They finna put a gate on North Avenue so niggas can't leave. We'd be crazy.
I'm not
It's
saying
finna go down.
But they can have a foundation.
That scared the shit out of me. Like, what? They finna have gates? Like, oh shit, we gotta move, man.
Lock us in this motherfucker.
It take a lot to get me to want to move from Milwaukee, but the gates is the last goddamn straw. I'm out of here when they put that shit up.
Time to go.
They building walls,
right?
They gonna build some walls.
Right. These walls are
you
some
can't
bullshit.
come to Milwaukee after 12.
Goddamn sundown town, downtown. Mama Jenkins said car seats are a must for these little badass kids. I love how Mama Jenkins always makes sure to let you know these kids bad as hell. She said we need something for real. Totally agree to prevent these idiots. Yeah, we got to create a majority amongst this minority. Dion, you so sarcastic. He said, wait till that bail reform kick in. God damn, it's twofold, triple fold. Now here's an update from Tiarsha. She said the 20-year-old is arrested and the 17-year-old is in the hospital in critical condition. That was also in the van. She hit another lady that was driving, and that lady also had gotten arrested for OWI, even though she had the light. Okay.
The van didn't hit
clarity.
nobody though. Like if you watch the video, they got the video up on like Fox.
Yeah, that video was horrible.
Yeah, so it's like you can see that the van didn't hit the person. You see the van hit the light. I mean, ran the light, but then the van got hit, and yeah, that shit was fucked up. So no,
either way it go, one of them babies got killed. Kevin love the kids. I can't stand that. Mama Jenkins said the inner city, and there's a new park across the street from the old A.L. Smith. I hope they having security like Hart Park.
I ain't seen no park over there. What?
Man, they got at Green Bay Avenue. They building a super athletic facility right where Green Bay Avenue School was. Right there, there's a lot of money going into that. Shout out to Rick Muhammad. He's always telling me because he lives right across the street. Like, man, you should see this. It's beautiful.
Green Bay Avenue School.
Yeah, well, yeah, right on Green Bay and what is that? What is that? Where I say Green Bay Avenue School because I'm from the hood. It's it's on Green Bay Avenue though. It's just like, what is that, Sean? That's 7th Street. Is that what it is? Right off Port?
Yo, I think it's that park that I seen today.
Yeah, I think that's 7th Street.
Okay.
And that was
Mike share.
Right?
Yeah, Mike. Mama Jenkins said, can you share that? Where you got that website for that information?
Yeah, absolutely. I got it for you.
Okay.
It was urban Milwaukee or whatever. I got it for you. I'll do it.
Okay. That's what's up. Hey man, it's Outlaw Radio strapped. We getting ready to shut things down. I want to make sure though, because we won't be back on until Monday. Because I always forget to do this. Does anybody have anything pertinent that we may have missed addressing? Because we won't be back on the line until Monday. And I hate when I get off and I'll be like, I should have talked about that shit. It makes me mad. So is there anything else?
I got something.
What you got, Sean?
I was sent a video, man, of a young man being interrogated by the Milwaukee Police Department, right? And we all know what goes on, but I got a problem with that video being released from the police station because not only have you endangered that man's life, but you endangered that man's family's life.
Okay.
And I don't understand how these videos are being released and you expect the community to cooperate when you know what's going to happen to the community that cooperates.
Yeah.
Because shit, you know what I mean? We
now,
talk about
is this
safety in
snitch,
our
Sean?
community.
Is this snitch list that I see on Facebook? Is there any legitimacy to that? Where they say list of confidential informants in Milwaukee, and then they have all these people's names. Is there any validity to that?
I look, man. If I don't see the paperwork in black and white, I don't. You know, I got to see it in black and white.
Well, right, because you're speaking about basically, but they've it's known that we've had a situation here for years with the MPD not protecting those who are confidential informants. Like there's been some people who were not given any kind of protection and they basically snitched and they were killed, right? Like there's been a lot of different issues with this in Milwaukee. As families have spoken out like, man, my son, like, you know, y'all let him get murdered.
About the city, and you know, I'm more worried about Miss Jones, you know, Mama Green, them, right, who want to live in peace, right? And you know, listen, man, if they want to call the police because you out of order, I was always taught if they don't see it, they can't tell nothing. You know what I mean? When you hustling, the objective is not to get caught. That means you don't want nobody to see you. If you get caught, man, you know what comes with that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't play the game, man. You know, we didn't want to. You know, that wasn't gonna happen.
Well,
you know,
well, hold on, Sean, because it was snitches back then too, though. It's always been snitches.
You don't hurt women or children, bro.
Okay.
You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't hurt civilians, man. You don't hurt people. You don't do that, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And by revealing certain shit, man, you know, you may not give a fuck about dudes snitching. You know, I may not either, right? But he has people. He has a woman. He has kids. I mean, he got a mama. I mean, and we know bad shit. We know how the game go, right? But you're not supposed to be the person that's supposed to protect them, and you perpetuating the violence against them.
Well, I mean,
now
you I don't need you no more.
Don't get anarchy because people ain't gonna speak out on nothing.
Right. Well, they'll still snitch. Snitching ain't going nowhere. Trust me. As long as cats getting football numbers thrown at them. I know.
I'm talking about the snitches.
Okay.
You know, I'm talking about the civilians, man. I'm talking about the witnesses, right? To shit. You know, listen. Certain shit you just don't do. Period. When people around, if people around, then that's on your dumb ass.
Now
that's on your dumb.
Mike is putting up the link for what he talked about with the bump outs. So if you're interested in looking at that, it's in the chat. And so if you listen and you say, I want to see that shit, here's the link for it.
Take it, read it. Interesting.
Tiarsha said, how about doing a show on Friday? You know something else is gonna happen. Look, I used to, once again, I've been up to the point where I was doing 4 shows a week, and just due to a lot of different circumstances, I kind of reduced it to these 2. But shout out to Eddie Silas and Wisconsin Firearms, because I am working with Eddie, and we have something very interesting coming up. So I think that's going to be another show that we'll add with that I'll do with Wisconsin Firearms and Prolific Firearms. And that's why I kind of say, the show was called Strap tonight because I'm a gun guy, to be honest with you, right? Like, and I can appreciate the beauty of, how guns are engineered, but I'm a connoisseur of that kind of thing. But I want black people to really get an understanding of what owning a firearm involves and what it should be and how to responsibly use it. Because if you don't understand something, then you don't respect it. That's why we have a lot of people who don't respect the car. You think I'm smashing. You are underestimating the fact that you're doing 85 miles per hour in a 3,000-pound machine,
Get a
and
torpedo.
right, and that your surface dictates your ability to control the car. So you trying to high speed, and what do they always? This person lost control. They lost control. They're not anticipating somebody pulling out in the traffic, and they're swerve. What was the young brother like 2 months ago? They said he swerved. He was racing. He swerved to avoid hitting somebody and hit a house, and they said he was decapitated. This shit been going down in Milwaukee, man. It's been going down. But definitely, TR, so I'm looking for some more programming ideas because I do need to get this off more than twice a week, because then I be over saucy and then I start to show off in a rant, and then people be like, what's wrong with this motherfucker? So yeah, I definitely need another show. Kamar, busy weekend coming up. What you got? Summer's coming. I know you out here, you about to be booked and busy. What you got popping?
I'll be at the Fondy Market Saturday morning from 9 till 1. 9 to 1.
Okay. Juice Lady, you out here kayaking and shit? What you got popping with the village?
Man, I'm just out here doing meetings and stuff. I got to be at this meeting for the Office of Violence Prevention with the commissioners and stuff tomorrow. It's a private meeting. Got to talk about some health and wellness, do some meditation, Then I just got a lot of good shit going on. Yeah, I just enrolled in some classes today. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we just doing shit.
That's what's
it's
up.
exciting. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Boosie said that. Then it's exciting. It's exciting. Rel, what you got popping? We always refer to Rel as the hippie on the show. People be like, he don't look like a hippie. What you got popping this week, man?
Shit. This week I want to try to finish getting my floor done upstairs. I want to put this privacy fence up. Well, not the full fence because both my neighbors got fences, so I just got to cut the shit off at my front and back. And then always 12 Steps to Becoming Your Own Dope is available on Amazon, along with my gratitude journal, and my TikTok is steadily growing. It's growing pretty pretty good too. So you can find me on there. Higher Frequency, HIGHER FREAKUENCY.
Freak being the key word in that sentence.
Look, Real
you
done taught
slip
me
that
how to
shit
grow
in here.
some shit in the croissant
Frequency.
box.
Right.
Hey, that's my goal. That's my
You know
goal.
what
Look,
I'm
I'm about to do a series because I got an app on my phone where you could take a picture of a plant and it tell you what plant it is.
Okay.
So, I'm about to do a series where I just show people the edible and medicinal plants in their own backyard that motherfuckers be spraying because they think they weeds.
Uh-oh. Like you said, I'd be mad at you if you live next door to me. You got them damn dandelions, and I go get at you and be like, man, we finna eat that shit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, dandelion.
Well, I didn't know that, and I'm sorry.
Dandelion root
I done
tea.
call the city on your ass. You got
You can even fry the flowers of dandelion. So the whole dandelion plant is edible. It's high in calcium, vitamin K. It's good for kidneys and liver. Shit.
Oh, okay.
Grab you one on the way out the door, Kev. You know what I'm saying? When you walking out.
I'm cool. We cool. She know how to hook up some healthy food. We don't really need no dandelions. She'd be like, Kevin, this is too much. Like, I'm not cooking this.
It's just you make
Mo, what you got coming up this week? Because I know you out here trying to make moves. You doing all kinds of writing books and all kinds of things. What you got popping?
I'm just gonna get back into my homework this week, man. Get back to studying. I took a week off. I was downloading too much information and shit. My head was starting to hurt.
Damn.
I feel you.
Right.
Eat you some dandelions and shit.
Hey, whatever. No, I need some. After the show, give me a call, man. I need to holler at you about something.
Absolutely. Now, Mike, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since you've been on, and I know you are always a fountain of information. So I just kind of wanted to give you a chance to kind of get to our close by what jewels, like a jewel for us? What do we need to be concerned about in Black Milwaukee? What do we need to be paying way more closer attention to?
Show me the goddamn money. That's what I need to do. I mean, in Milwaukee, my thing is show me the money, man. We have got to get on top of the money. Have got to know where it's going, who's getting it. You know what I mean? And how it should be allocated to those in the community who are doing things. You know what I mean? So, you know, you get Kamar health and wellness. How could we not look at that and say, damn, let's invest in that. Let's send some money his way and put up a storefront. Let's not, you know, why not take the sister, you know what I mean, who you call the juice lady, and say, like, listen, how can we put that together? There's no investing in Milwaukee, and the sad part about that is, man, is it's your money. You know what I'm saying? They're taking your money and essentially playing, you know, taking bets and throwing your money out to who they want it to go to. Because you pay taxes. There's no way around it.
Right.
So I say, show me the money. That's it.
There you go. And that's one to grow on, as they used to say. Dion, he says that's what you got co-hosts for. Shit. Let one of them drive the ship except Courtney. Uh-oh. Shade.
He always hates, man.
Listen, I've always been very open to any and every kind of idea for programming and creating content. But my thing is, it's always been my baby, so I took care of it, right? Like, so I don't push it on nobody. If somebody called me and say, Kev, I would like to do this, I'm totally open. I'm super flexible. The people who I have with me, I don't have them here as just bots, and everybody has creative freedom to bring whatever they want to bring to the platform. So if that's something where somebody says, well, Kev, let me bring the shit in sometimes, or let you know, I'd like to do this week, I'm totally with it. The Outlaws could rock out. Ain't no big deal for me. But you know, I won't push it on you, because when I started, I used to try to get my, hey man, I wrote a segment for you. You know, you should do this. Be like, man, I don't say this shit. Get fuck up out of here. So I just leave people alone now, right? I just do what I do. But it's all within the realm of possibility.
I
It
got
ain't
something to say
nothing
to
we
Dion.
can't do. Huh?
I got something to say to Dion. Dion, I want you to know, on the radio today, they was voting on if people wanted to continue having you as a listener or not. And I voted hell no, Dion. I said, no, we don't want Dion no more. So no, go ahead.
Is that actually true? Is
Yeah,
that
this
actually
is true. They definitely had a poll today about Dion. And I called, I was like, no, Dion don't need to be a listener no more. We ain't fucking with Dion. He be lying and shit. That's what I said.
Damn. So, but that's some outlaw shit though. That's how you go out, right? You look.
Damn, dude.
You welcome
Damn, you
over
got
here.
voted off the island.
Right.
No.
Right, shit.
That's
Right.
all about don't let everybody can host except Courtney. Boy, don't let me host it. Don't let me get a day.
Oh Lord. Now you done started some shit. But check this out. The whole idea of this show, like I said, was strapped. And I do believe we, as Black people, we should. If we are legally able to, we should be armed. I don't believe if you have a family and you're a Black man that you should be living in a home without some sort of firearm. Now, you don't got to go overboard like some of my friends and some of my acquaintances where they just have just 9, 10, 12, 15, 20, 25 units. You don't need to do that, because defense and protection is as simple as one firearm, safely kept with a lock, ammo, you know, put into place. And especially if you have little children. And I always say this, I feel like one of the things now is you should have to legally win 3 fist fights before you can have a pistol. Because a lot of times we got a lot of cowards hiding behind guns, right? So when you go in the store to get a gun, they should say, well, we need somebody to come in here and verify that you don't want at least 3 fights, or your ass can't get this gun, right? Like, so we got to remove the cowardice from it. But I do believe where there's understanding, there is, you know, a way to you know, to reinvent ourselves and to persevere. I heard somebody talk about the greatest thing about being Black is understanding our power of perseverance and how we've overcome every and anything they've ever thrown at us. And it's very true. They have thrown the kitchen sink at us, right? We've been able to overcome it, but you got to get an understanding about what you're doing, right? That's in Milwaukee, we say, you understand me? You got to get an understanding of things. And firearms is one of those things. And that's why I say shout out to Eddie Silas, because this brother does the carry and conceal license classes. He does firearms training. And I just want to bring this piece to the People's Network and Outlaw Radio, because I feel like you have to be informed, right? And what I did with my own son very early, and I don't know if I'll live to regret this, and I pray to God I won't. I didn't want the gun to be attracting him because it was this taboo thing, like daddy got guns. I wanted him to know, no, I'm gonna show you what this thing do. So I've taken him to the range, allowed him to shoot and acquaint himself with the firearm so that it'll take away the mystique. So he can say, nah, that's not something I want to fuck around with. That shit right there is crucial, right? Like my son understands calibers. He understands, like, you get to shooting something too big, you can't aim it. And so you're gonna hit everybody all the wrong things except for the person you're aiming at. I'm just saying, I think understanding is everything, and then it transcends into a whole bunch of other situations where if we had a better understanding, we would be way more efficient as a community. And that's one of the issues right now. We're not efficient, right? There's no efficiency in our community. I heard the brother Mike saying investing and putting money where it should go. And we had this discussion. Shout out to the brother Ajamu the other night, brother Heal the Hood. I talked about putting paint where it ain't, which means let's find the things that are successful in the community and invest in them. Instead, we put our money in all the wrong places. A fucking wizard should have appeared at City Hall and said, hey, y'all, let's put some of that money in the side streets for the taxpayers who power the property tax levy that you continuously spend out of, right? Because that's where the real base of our budget in Milwaukee comes from, is the property tax levy. You got to get an understanding of how, like Mike said, you got to understand where the dollars come from. Get into understanding what are they doing with the community development block grant money, which is probably up to about $25 million. I still didn't understand how they said we had this hole in our budget when they were giving how many millions of dollars for COVID relief.
Did you hear that we finna maybe get some tolls, that they think about adding tolls and shit?
We've had that conversation before. The fact of the matter is, until you bring back viable jobs, and in order for people to work and tax revenue will go up, you're going to have to put the burden on the people. And that is what's going to bring in gentrification, because they're going to basically hike this shit up until you can't afford it no more. And you're going to realize you ran off on prime real estate, right? But so goes the game, right? We're not here to ever tell anybody what to think. We just want you to think, man. You got to be aware of where you are. Try to get some understanding, man. Please keep your head on the swivel when you out here on these streets. And be careful, man. Be careful how you move. Be careful what you post on social media. All those kinds of things apply. Be a father to your children. Be a mother to your children. Be a neighbor to your neighbor. Be an asset to your community. Those are the things that we ask for, because we know every now and then you're going to run into somebody who's going to talk a whole lot of shit, and they're going to explain to you why you should not be doing what you're doing. But if you research that individual, you'll find out that their criticism of the community outweighs their contribution, and therefore they are a certified coon. I will see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to Outlaw Radio, man. Outlaw, baby.
Peace.